Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project. At the tone, it will be time to talk about football and who we are. Uh,
Yep, that's the my favorite part of Spencer's mic where it just fucking cuts out on him at the most awkward time.
All right, so the introductions. Yo, my
yeah.
name is Aiden. I my name is Aiden. I know how to touch ice, and I support a team that's one of the best in the NFL. Take a guess what it is.
The Hershey Bears.
The Lions? Yeah, you're such a big Lions fan over there.
No. Hershey Bears.
The, yeah, the Chicago Bears. You root for the Bears.
Hershey Bears. No.
Oh
The
God!
Hershey Bears.
Damn.
Hershey Bears.
By the way, don't touch grass, touch ice like me.
Yeah, don't touch grass. Touching grass is ugh. Ew. Why touch grass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
touch
I'm.
ice instead.
When we can have
Yes,
such
ice.
great
Ice is base.
conversations about how we all should be lit, how all of us should literally take time out of our day to making sure that we don't touch grass. Because when there's football on, even though it might be Div 1 with the worst teams in offense, we still have to watch it.
Ugh.
Hey, Riff. Hi. I'm. I'm Nick. I threw some baseball. I threw some baseballs a couple of days ago, and my arm hurt afterwards. So that's some developing storylines of this week.
Ooh. Um. Yeah. Well, soon.
Yeah, I mean my arm's fine now. It's just I threw like 15 pitches, and I did like the overhead, like the really hard style. And it's like honestly, it didn't like truly hurt. It's just I definitely felt like a good amount of bicep soreness the next day. So it's like yeah.
I am
And
Luke Helslow, and I will be starting a new job next week.
also, this is kind of a weird detail, but my dad didn't think you were from Canada.
How?
Well, you know, you're talking to a guy who thinks you're the bird from Aladdin.
Too true, I guess. True.
I mean, what does Luke have to do? Does he have to say a boot and
Hey,
loser?
I don't know about you, but we go live in our igloos as we use our sled. We use our huskies to get us to our local importance, eh?
Proof he's Canadian. He has to eat protein on stream.
Also, it's funny that the one person here who actually wants to play hockey is from California.
I have
Yeah,
no
that is
balance
funny.
or no coordination whatsoever.
Like the hockey player in this group is not the Canadian but the Californian. Irony of all ironies.
Well, you know what, Aiden? Sometimes I believe in not touching grass and watching the USFL when it's nice and sunny outside.
and I
Well, you
am
don't
Cars.
And the
Oh.
wife wants to go to the beach, and I'm like, nah. It's Guardians.
Well, you don't touch grass in hockey. You touch ice.
Yeah.
That's not true. I'm Car Sausage, and I'll bring a patch of grass onto the hockey field specifically to keep Luke away.
I don't know. I got to admit that will work.
Wait, I have a better idea. If Luke's wearing a Maple Leafs jersey, bring the Florida Panthers.
No, just bring grass. That's all you have to do. Like a single blade of
I'll bring a
grass.
lawnmower then.
No lawnmower. No. It literally has to be just a single blade of grass. You just put it right in front of there, and I'll just be like, "Aw,
Okay, I'll deliver grass to your house.
damn. I guess I'll never leave my apartment."
I'll deliver grass, but it's the Californian kind, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't touch weed
It's-
either.
It's legal in literally everywhere we live, bro.
But like,
Yeah,
as
which
a
is
fan
amazing.
of ultra weed hater,
Why touch grass when you can smoke it?
Mm.
I don't.
Or eat it as an edible.
Yeah, just eat grass.
What are you, a fucking cow?
Yeah, what the hell am I? A fucking cow? Call me fat?
Alright,
Is it right?
so
I
don't
We
we have
have-
pickups or shit?
We have pick'ems to do.
Yes, we do, gamers. We have 4 in the CFB, and then of course the usual 5 in the NFL. And after these 4 CFB games, I'll be able to give you an update on when everybody is in terms of record wise. But I believe it's still Nick Man, but instead of like close, it's by a long shot.
This is what happens when you actually try on these predictions.
Dude, I've been trying, but I've been trying. You're just not
Try
going.
harder.
Yeah,
I'm not
bro,
gonna go for
skill
the easy
issue.
wild card.
Skill
The easy
issue.
wild card picks, dude. Ew, no, I'm not gonna go for these ones. I'm gonna go for the hard ones.
This is what happens when you go against the fucking Vegas Golden Giga Chad.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't beat the Vegas Golden Giga Chad. It's too powerful. It's so strong. Why is it so strong? It doesn't need.
It only has one
defense.
weakness: 5-minute power plays.
Nah, they've
This is
patched
what-
that. They
this
patched
is-
that out. They patched that out.
Yeah, we patched it out in the freaking DLC edition, the Vegas Golden Knights DLC edition. That's what we did.
Yeah, because the Canucks, they had a 5-minute power play versus the Canucks in Game 7 in Round 2 in the Bubble Series. The Vancouver Canucks could not convert on that power play.
I think the only team that could beat Vegas in a 5-minute power play is San Jose, and given that they're not going to be in the playoffs for a while, Vegas is safe for now.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've looked at the best part about data entry is you get to look at all the rosters, and oh boy, Chicago, like the Sharks, like at least you have a piece or two you can trade at the deadline and get a couple prospects, but like they don't even have like a foundation of they have like a prospect pool, but like nothing where you're like, oh yeah, 100% sure this guy is gonna be like our future first line center. It's gonna be quite a long rebuild.
It's fine as long as we don't end up like the Wild. Sorry, Carson.
No, it's not gonna be like the Wild. It's gonna be, you're like at the very early Coyotes stage. Whereas the Coyotes this year, they're not gonna be like a top 5 worst team in the NHL. They could be reasonably competitive. Like, we know that they're not gonna do very much, but it wouldn't surprise me if, you know.
I think we don't really have a top center yet, but I think we may have a top winger in Eklund and probably Zadina.
Yeah, you do have that, but I think you'd rather get like a bona fide number 1 center. And the bad thing about, I mean, what did you guys pick in the draft?
Will Smith, he's still going to be in college.
What was you guys 5th overall?
4th overall.
4th. I would have taken Michkov.
Well, to be fair, we do have. I mean, is Michkov left or right wing? Because Eklund's going to be our left wing center.
Left
Left
high
left wing.
ceiling like Bedard, but Russia. He would have gone number 2, but the Russian hockey system is very corrupt and does not like it when their players sign with an NHL team because they will purposefully hinder your hours. Sorry, your minutes, your ice minutes. Like Michkov.
I think that's why we didn't get Michkov. It's too much of a risk.
Yeah, it's too much. I still would take I like the Michkov to the Flyers. I like that. It's probably one of my favorites because.
And that's why Kaprizov fell to the 5th round.
Like, you look at Michkov, right? He's not gonna be right. Hopefully he'll come to North America. Like after his 3-year deal, hopefully he can come to America. That's when he'll get some real ice time. But you're kind of technically buying into the idea that Michkov could eventually become that number 1 center, and you're not really in a rush to be competitive at the moment. That's why I really like Michkov to the Sharks, because they're not going to be good for like a very long time. And by the time he comes overseas, you guys have that foundation and pieces around Michkov, a Michkov who has that Bedard ceiling to really be a competitive team, but global politics are just so stupid. They're dumb.
Yeah,
I just don't
yeah,
like
but
them.
And
I still like.
Putin can
Honestly,
eat the biggest dick.
Putin can put
yeah,
these. Putin better be putting these nuts in his mouth. Ha
yeah.
ha!
Ooh.
Honestly, though, I like our prospect pool. That's the thing. I'm not so concerned about us for the moment. Right now, it's just tank for a top pick and potentially go slap shot on everyone else. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
My inner Greg Williams
Yeah.
is showing.
I mean,
Uh,
it's
Slapping nuts, know what I'm saying?
Eat them
it's
kneecaps.
yeah. Just grow your prospect pool out. Get a high end. Get it like a top 3 pick. Get
Although, speaking of the Saints, did you see how many times they punched Derek Carr in the dick?
yeah.
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 I mean, the
I mean,
Saints are fucked. They should have
yeah.
blown it up, honestly. But yeah, they have a lot of like.
If I was having my play calls get called by Pete Carmichael, I would definitely feel like I'm getting kicked in the dick all the time.
Yeah. True.
If I was getting my plays called by Pete Carmichael, I'd demand a trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. So pick'ems, yeah.
Yeah.
Pick'ems.
All right. First
Mhm.
up, probably the biggest college football matchup. Winner of this one stays alive, I guess. Does Penn State play Michigan?
Yes, both these teams play Michigan.
Yeah.
Whoever loses this game, there's so much at stake. It's similar to Washington and Oregon last week, but without the possibility of a rematch because they have East and West divisions inside
Oh,
the Big Ten
man.
Conference.
I don't even like these. Hey, anybody want some M&Ms?
No, I'm good.
I'm trying to reduce my sugar. I'm more of a protein guy.
Right.
Right.
Into the trash they go. Womp womp.
Besides, how do you send M&Ms from Grand Rapids to San Jose?
Yeah.
Through the power of the internet!
He'll sort through his computer, that's what he'll do. It'll become a future Skittles commercial, I don't know, even though we're not talking Skittles here.
Yeah.
We're talking Skittles or Kittle?
No, Skittles.
Skittles, yeah.
True.
But
Penn
yeah,
State,
first
Ohio.
matchup.
Loser
Yep,
likely
Penn
is
State,
not going
Ohio
to the
State.
CFB playoffs. Well, it's very well basically eliminated.
Yeah, eliminated because of how loaded the Big Ten is, and knowing that you're also facing Michigan, which, by the way, fun fact, the top 3 defenses in college football right now are all ranked by these 3 teams: Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State. Those are the top 3 defenses right now, for those
There's
wondering. I feel
damn
like
good
that one of them is going to
defenses.
drop out of that top 3 after tomorrow. I'd have to imagine.
No, we'll see. We'll see. This game's gonna be gritty, defensive. This is This is the prototypical Penn State slips on a banana peel and they don't stop falling kind of game. So Ohio, I'm going Ohio. I've seen Penn State and how they usually this is the game where they lose in heartbreaking fashion and they lose to somebody like Indiana or Illinois, and then like 9 overtimes, and then gets bodied by Michigan. And by the time they're able to win a game, they realize, oh, it's so Jover.
Honestly, I think this is a game where Ohio State, this is Ohio State's to lose, and I think they will.
One for Penn State. Damn.
Yeah. What can I say? Them Nittany Lions, they're... Yeah. I don't know how to feel
Thing
about them.
is,
I'm going.
the thing.
I'm
Oh,
I'm going
oh.
with Ohio State, honestly, because yeah, I don't know. They seem a bit more. I don't know. They just seem better. Yeah.
I mean, they're both evenly matched, ranked 3 and 7.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I paid attention to, what limited college football knowledge I know, I've seen Penn State start off very strong and then crumble like a graham cracker.
like a graham cracker.
Now, as I noted, both these defenses are. Well, and Arizona just tied the game against Philadelphia for anyone wondering because Craig Kimbrell had a Craig Kimbrell moment.
F.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep. But
So what you're saying is Bell do not go down.
yeah, Bell's not going down
This
right
does
now.
not dong the bell.
Yes. But
God,
as I noted, both these defenses are top three. It will definitely be. This is a game that will most
That is
definitely.
right.
Yep. Yeah, this is a game that will most definitely be won in the trenches. And I'll say right now, similar to Ohio State and Michigan over really the good recent memory, whether it was Ohio State putting their dominance on or Michigan finally breaking that curse. The main thing I've noticed in terms of what's been a huge breaking point between who wins and who doesn't has been really the trenches and the run game. And I'll say it right now, if you had to ask me who has the advantage in the run game, because I have a feeling the run game is going to be critical in this game considering Ohio State and Penn State, even though they've both been better, there is still questions about their passing game. And I'll say right now, Penn State does have the advantage at the run game. And I don't know, I expect this to be a very close game. But you know what? I'm gonna give the edge to Penn State here. I think this could be the year they finally break that losing streak against Ohio State. I'm going Penn State.
There should be a fun game regardless. Another man, this year's CFB is so good. So many good games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a good season for CFB. All right, next I got Tennessee and Alabama. Tennessee and Bama.
I'm going Alabama at home. I expect it will be a tough game for both teams. I mean, be honest, neither of these teams looked great last week. I mean, Tennessee had trouble against Texas A&M, which, I mean, not the worst team to have trouble against, but at the same time, it's like definitely looked a bit rough for them. Alabama nearly blew an 18-point lead to Arkansas, which is definitely a team that can't stop losing by one scores this year. But considering it's in Alabama, yeah, I'm going Alabama.
I'm gonna go. Oh, this is a tough. Because I want to say Tennessee.
I'd love to see Tennessee win again. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. If you heard me say, "Oh fuck, that's bright," one of the freebies I got while I was at this transportation open house was a ring with a powerful LED light on it, and I was just like, "So how does this work exactly?" I pushed on it, and then the light shone directly in my face, and that was why I was like, "Oh fuck, that is bright."
So,
Anyway,
all right, Aiden, Alabama or Tennessee?
Well, it's played at home in Alabama, and both teams seem kind of, chaotic. I'm gonna go with Alabama. Safe pick.
Spencer, Alabama or Tennessee?
I have no faith in Alabama. I'm going Tennessee. You're quiet, like I just made a stupid sentence.
No, you're fine. I want to say Tennessee too, but like, no. All right, next, Duke versus Florida State. Florida.
Duke?
FSU. Duke versus Florida State University.
Yeah, give me the Knowles.
Yeah, I'm going Florida State. Duke might have their starting quarterback back, but unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be 100% or not. And either way, I'm still going Florida State, so yeah.
Aiden.
Who was it again? Florida State and who?
Duke.
I'm gonna go Florida State. I don't trust you.
All right, and lastly we have Utah versus USC. A team with the defense versus a team that will put 11 people on defense.
Yeah, a team with a defense that has no offense and a team with an excellent offense that has, uh, a thing that is not a defense. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, the way how I look at this one is, last week, I mean, Notre Dame's a good. They're better than what people would traditionally perceive them. It really felt like that if you kind of just have a pulse, you'll be able to beat them. You know, that sort of thing. You know, just be alive and have your blood pumping, and you should be fine. The thing that I don't know if Utah has is Utah has that offensive firepower that Notre Dame has. That's my biggest, it's the big X factor. I think Utah's very defensive, but not so good offensively as compared to Notre Dame.
And especially knowing this is on the road too for Utah.
Yeah, give me USC.
Yeah, I'm taking USC too.
Yeah, this just feels like a game where, it will be ugly as shit, but USC will find a way to win because it's being played in Los Angeles, and it's just, yeah, for USC, if you win this game, be thankful you're playing a team that doesn't know that can't form an offense this season, because, yeah, last week was fucking embarrassing for them.
Who'd they play?
USC. I'm just talking USC. Like
USC,
last week was.
USC wants to
That was real. That was like when I said this team isn't a college football playoff team. It's like, yeah, I always pinpoint the defense, and Caleb Williams being off his game, it's all gonna crumble.
Right, you're absolutely right about that. Aiden, you're going USC or Utah?
I'm going to go. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go USC. Yes.
A lot of California love on this pick.
Now, he's not fan of Cal though. Yeah, this is USC's get right game.
I mean, USC's not gonna be a rival anymore because we're moving to the ACC. So.
Yeah.
Plus, I just wanted to make that Tupac reference.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
California knows how to party.
Yeah, alright. Who did the worst last week?
Probably me.
It was not you.
Gasp!
Because you tied with somebody.
Oh.
Tied with this. No, wait. No, you had a better week. You had a better week. Asasniel was, oh, wait, shit, hold up. Wait, no, I lied. No, it was you.
I fucking knew it!
He's been bamboozled.
I've been hoodwinked. I've been.
Had to pull a little tricky.
Yeah, give me that. What the fuck is that Stephen A. Smith quote where he's like, "I've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, lied to, any word you can think of."
Yeah. All right. What are you gonna go for?
Oh, man.
Shit. Let me take a look at the 506 sports map.
Oh.
Alright, so, Buffalo, New England.
Buffalo.
No, wait, I'm serious. I'm serious. Damn it.
I know you're serious. It's just. I already know who I'm gonna pick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Alright, everybody picking Buffalo.
Yeah, we're saying Buffalo.
Hmm. And the other game, Miami, Philadelphia.
Ooh, there you go. There we go. There we go. Dolphins.
I'm also going Dolphins. Obviously, the other two are very deep in thought.
Yeah, a part of me just thinks like this is the kind of game where it feels like, even for how great the Dolphins look, the Eagles will find a way to win this game by one score. Also because Miami's kind of had trouble in these kind of environments like Philadelphia and Buffalo, but at the same time, after what I saw last week from Philadelphia, I don't want to pick the Eagles, so I'm going Dolphins.
Fuck the Eagles is always an acceptable option. Hello, Azathneo.
Hello.
All right, lightning fast. Penn
Yeah.
State or Ohio State?
Me?
Yes, you.
Ohio State.
Alabama or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Duke versus Florida State.
Florida
Remember-
State. The easy one.
USC and Utah.
USC.
All right, and this will be on the test, so hopefully you studied.
Sorry
Lastly,
for my tardiness.
Buffalo and New England, and why isn't it Buffalo?
What?
Buffalo or New England?
I don't. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just saw the score right now.
Yeah, Diamondbacks just I got a
Craig
notification on my
Craig
phone.
Emerald Masterclass. Oh my God. Why will not be the Bills?
Why
I don't.
why, sorry, it's New England. Sorry, Bills and Patriots. And why are you not picking the? Why are you picking the Bills? Sorry, that was the joke.
I'm definitely gonna pick the Bills. I'm not picking that anemic Patriots offense. I don't know. Why do you think I chose the Raiders, which has one of the worst defenses in the NFL, as my defense when they face the Patriots? Like, no brainer.
Watching
And
the
I'm doing the
Patriots versus
same.
Raiders last week gave me brain damage.
Exactly, but I got 11 fantasy points off of it, so win is a win.
True damage.
Yeah, but like
I'm
I felt the
considering-
same about Vikings Bears.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
to be honest, I thought the Bears would do more, but since Justin Fields is out, like, there's a limit. And that's why I have the Raiders as my defense again, because they're facing the Bears. I'm like, the Bears are not going to do anything. So it's an
Yeah, and I
easy
get to watch that
8-10
game.
point.
I get to watch that game here in Vegas. So let's go. Brian Hoyer versus Tyson Badgett. Let's go.
Yeah, Tyson Bagel,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen.
What I find funny is that I feel bad for people who are now facing me in in the fantasy football for us, and then I feel bad for other Bears fans as well for what we've gone through. And now reports are coming out that Justin Fields may be moved on. So it's like it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we have almost no progress. We have
Also,
not
Paul
progressed
Sewell is
in
going
20
into the ninth inning. Let's go, Sewell.
I'm actually gonna probably watch the game after this. Okay, and that's the thing. So I'm like, we need to make some progress. Like, we can't be rebuilding for years. Like, we can't do that window of 2012 to 2017 where we just did kind of nothing. Right? We're just coasting on mediocrity and fell to shit. But we can't have that again. No. But anyway, I think but I don't. Here's the thing: is that Caleb Williams is a good talent, but by God, his character is not. I don't like his character.
Yeah, I do want to get to that in a bit, but I just want to note, the other main game for the Pick'ems is Dolphins Eagles.
Dolphins. Come on. What is what? Wait. What? Dolphins Eagles?
Yeah.
Yes, Dolphins Eagles Sunday Night Football.
Oh, and I have I have Tua. I might wait for the Niners against Vikings. I might start. What's it called? I might start Purdy
All
because
right,
I feel
Aiden.
like Tua may show some picks. Wait, no, never mind. The Eagles have no secondary. Never mind. We're keeping Tua in. Dolphins, no secondary by the Eagles. Tyreek Hill is gonna have a field day.
Aiden. Dolphins. Eagles.
He R.I.P. Aiden. He died.
I'm going
I feel
Dolphins. I
bad for
said that
A.
point.
Yeah.
So we all
I'm
He's
said,
going
alive.
Dolphins.
we all said the
The
Dolphins.
ice didn't kill him.
We all
What do you
said
do to
the-
him?
We all said the fucking Dolphins. We all said the fucking Bills.
Okay, the Eagles are winning now. Congratulations, Eagles.
We all said USC. We all said Florida State University.
It goes hive mind right here, okay?
Oh, can I do a very special CFB pick'em just for myself?
Michigan versus
Sure.
Michigan State?
Yeah, because this is a very local matchup for me, and
But it should be Michigan's gonna slaughter them.
not so. I predict that Michigan State is gonna do weird shit and end up winning the game.
You know what? I
By
will
weird
let that.
shit,
I will
what
let
it
Michigan
means is
State
that
be
they will
your
get save
upset.
speed on the play of the game.
You know what, Spencer? I will let Michigan State be our upset. How about that?
Okay. A very rare CFB upset.
Yeah, I will allow Michigan State to be your upset pick.
Hey, does
Cause
anyone who know who is average pimento enjoyer in the fantasy league?
That's one of Tegan's friends.
Mm.
yeah, oh yeah, I have a chance to beat E-Shield this weekend, and I'm happy about that.
Facing Aiden this week, that should be an interesting matchup.
Me and Nick in the finals. Like,
Yeah,
like
it sure is looking like
the
it.
two Bears fans. Bro, I don't understand how after the draft, the ESPN was like, "You're the 12th out of 14th best constructed roster out of the draft." And I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
gave me
"That's
14 out of 4.
insanity."
It
I
gave me
mean,
14th. I don't think I'm 14th.
and now I'm number one. I'm like, I jumped 11 spots, and it's the same with Nick. Like he was low and then jumped all the way to the number 2 spot.
Like,
Right,
no
like-
one should ever be paying attention to pre-rankings.
Like, I was looking through it all. I was like, literally, other than tight end, which I will not lie, I literally just that was the only pick where I was like I did bad. Where I drafted Dalton Kincaid. I should have drafted Dallas Goddard. That was the only bad pick that I had. That one was a bust, but every other pick has worked out.
Yeah, you
And then
should
the
have
trade
picked
that I did with
Dallas
Aiden-
Gokert.
And then the trade that I did with Aiden was get a really good tight end while but that also limited my flex. But yeah, I was like, that's fine. To limit the flex to be limited is quite literally what you want. You don't want your tight end to be limited. That's bad.
The
But yeah.
Diamondbacks just used their.
Yeah, at the end of the
fucking
day, I fleeced Aiden. I
bullpen
think I fleeced him.
To no.
I don't know. I think I think I have a deeper receiving core now.
Huh.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what your problem now is running back. If your running backs are going to be very inconsistent, that wide receiver core is going to matter nothing. At best, that means extra points on your flex. But if your running backs are going to do jack shit, like, it doesn't matter.
I got CMC. I'm fine.
Did you get injured?
Somebody's streaming.
Oh no, gotta show us.
Oh, wait,
the
you streaming the game?
upsets. Oh no, I just have this up.
Oh,
I don't
bro,
have.
please, Diamondbacks win. And then me and
They
Aiden
got Sewell.
against each other today.
This Sewell's in. Here's the thing. The thing that surprises me the most is the fact that the Diamondbacks used a bullpen day.
Oh my god, double.
Schwarber's
Yep.
on
I
base.
was about to say Kyle
Hey,
Schwarber.
Hey, Aiden, don't ever jinx the team again, okay?
What are you doing, Aiden?
He jinxed he cursed the Diamondbacks and was like, yeah, I'm
Game
gonna
3?
curse these guys to never win a game again. And now fucking look at him.
Yeah, okay, I need to curse them now. It's my job to now curse them.
You're
No,
allowed to
no.
curse
Oh,
them,
bro,
but if Paul Sewell
that-
is pitching, Paul Sewell will get an easy 1-2-3.
What is it called? That Astros game, bro, was insane. I'm like, I want the Astros like to win it now. Before I was like, if Jose Abreu was not with the Astros, I would have gone all Rangers. But it's different. He deserves a ring.
Uh,
Craig Kimbrel does not. Craig Kimbrel does not. Hell no. I do not want to see a world where Craig Kimbrel wins a ring, bro.
anyway, what were we talking about?
Upsets. Pick'ems. We got upset. Here are your eligible upsets. Ravens.
And? Okay, Commanders. Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Hold
You don't have
up.
to tell me the rest.
Hold up. No, Giants. Sorry, it's Giants. It's... What? The Lions are not favored?
Yeah, they're underdogs by 3. I'm taking Lions.
I'm taking
He's-
Lions.
I'm taking Lions. Fuck, I'm taking Lions.
I'm taking Lions.
Yeah, I'll take the Lions.
I'm taking Lions.
We need.
Uh,
I
wait,
need more
no.
teams to curse.
I'm gonna bet. We gotta bet money. We have to bet money. This is the one game where bet everything you got. I'm betting all my rent, bro.
No.
Okay, I'm not betting all my rent, but still. Let me. Where's my
And,
draft kit?
obviously, you
Well,
know,
no,
my
I've been looking
upset
at
is,
it. I was
is
looking at the
Spartans.
ESPN website. I was looking at the ESPN website and I saw Lions are underdog by 3 points. I was like, I'm taking them. The minute he says Lions Ravens, I'm picking the Lions.
Over under? Wait. Okay. Okay. I might need some betting like help here.
I
'Cause
honestly
I haven't bet.
Minus means the underdog. No wait, minus means they're favored to win. Plus means they're the underdog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
they
and
underdog. Holy
then-
shit.
Okay. So here's my question: is that if the Lions win, like I heard something about covering the spread. Like, well, what's that? Should I get FanDuel or DraftKings? I don't know which one.
And that is game. Diamondbacks take game 4.
Let's go.
We here at Untitled Sickles Project do not condone sports gambling if it is not legal in your area.
But I need money. So, all right. Wait. So DraftKings or FanDuel? What do you guys even use any of these?
No, I think gambling takes all the fun out of watching sports.
I know, but I need money, bro. I'm trying to get a. If I mean, like, I know get rich quick is not a thing, but if I can somehow get even extra $50 right now, it would be huge. Because
I'm sure somebody will let you suck their dick for $50.
That's insane. I'll get DraftKings because think about it, like it's just free money. It's free money. I don't understand. It's
I mean,
free
it's just a penis in your mouth, dude. Nothing
Oh.
sexual.
Shut up. But yeah, Lions underdog. What else do you got?
We got our normal wild cards. 2 wild cards.
Okay, let me check what we got. By God, the game. Yesterday was ass. Let's go. Tommies and Seahawks. Easy stuff. Sorry, I want to go first because I'm gonna figure out this DraftKings thing.
Alright.
Okay.
All right, I'll go next with wild cards. I'm gonna go Chiefs over the Chargers. I'm surprised they're only favored by 5.5. And I'll go. Shit, where are they? I'll go Rams. I'll go Rams as my other one over the Steelers.
I think obviously Vikings 49ers. I'm gonna go 49ers. You know, obviously you got yourself a good team there, Aiden. But also, the Vikings are not a. The Vikings are in hell right now. And for the other game, let's take our sights over to Detroit and Baltimore. I'm gonna go with Detroit, the Lions, baby.
Yeah, we have officially cursed the Lions.
Is there a
Up, up,
promo
up, up,
code?
up.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. There is no damn curse.
We've cursed the Lions. Sorry, folks. Alright, I'm gonna go. Wow, the Broncos are fucking favored by 1. What the fuck?
Oh, I hope the Nuke wins that game. I hope they tie. I hope they
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I hope they get hit by an asteroid. I
In the Perna versus Grossi Bowl, I'm going to give this one to the Packers. And what's another close game? I'll take the Raiders. I'll take the
Raiders over
Raiders.
the
All right,
Bears.
Aiden, who's your other wild card pick?
Oh, I just need to pretend that they're dead again.
Wait. I haven't made a wild card pick yet.
Yeah, you did. You picked the Niners.
Oh, that was car sausage. But you know what? I'm picking the
the
Niners. Fuck
Aiden,
it.
Oh,
I'm picking the
of
Niners.
course.
Aiden,
Of
pretend I'm
course.
putting my hand on your shoulder. I know. I always have you down for the Niners every week. I don't even have to ask.
And I'm picking the Chiefs over the Chargers because Brandon Staley needs to be fired. I'm sorry. Brandon Staley needs to fucking lose. He needs to be fucking fired because you cannot waste Justin Herbert like this shit.
And is that going to do it for Pick'ems this week?
That will do it for Pick'ems this week. Don't
All right,
forget, my
so-
fellow compadres. You can always check
You know what
these-
that means?
You can always
It's time-
check the status of the Pick'ems with the pinned comment in our group chat. You can always keep yourself up to date with all this.
And
Oh.
now America's favorite segment. It's time for the weather report.
Yay.
Hey.
The weather report.
Give us the weather report.
Weather's getting colder and I love it. We just got completely drenched in a really bad atmospheric river. No damage as far as I know. I know the Tofino on Victoria Island got fucking pelted with getting wet. So they got pelted with water. 300 millimeters of it, to be exact. Which is probably
That's a lot of water.
It's probably about 12 inches of water.
That's a lot of water. Anyways, over here at the bay, early in the morning it was pretty cold as fuck. And when in the midday, it got really hot. And now it's back to being cold as balls. Or, cold in terms of Bay Area cold, which is pretty much just a mild breeze for y'all in the Midwest. So, be good.
Yeah. Here in Vegas right now, it's still in the 80s, but as I noted last week, starting with this upcoming week, it will be falling into the 70s, which seems like it will remain the 70s for the next couple of weeks. I know it's in the lows, it will be in the 50s, so yeah, pretty consistent Vegas weather, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest here.
In fact, you posted a meme last week about the Vegas temperature meme.
Yeah, Vegas temperature, it just means different here.
Meanwhile, here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's about it is about 50 degrees, 47 degrees, and that's about where it's lingered these past few days. Very gray. Very good time if you're trying to look at the fall colors. And we are getting intermittent rain because it is that time of the year where we start to get precipitation off of Lake Michigan.
Things
Very
get
fun
nice and-
stuff.
Things get nice and wet.
Mm. Nice and wet. We're basically like Seattle right now, except with a lot more Lions fans.
That is true. Well, allow me to propose a question. This is something that has, I mean, if anything, has kept my, because it's kind of like the first, you know, I say real college football season that I'm like heavily following. In terms, I guess, especially watch, but it's probably the most college football I have watched this year, and I've been learning it over the times. And I gotta say, there's a group of people that I would really do not want to be right now, and that is the people who decide to put into the CFB playoff. Picture this. Now, true, it is we are halfway-ish through the CFB season, or more than, almost slightly more than halfway through the CFB season. We have a good batch of really good teams here, like really good teams. And as I said, I don't really want to be the CFB voters right now because they're gonna have to decide who to put in. Picture
You know who else?
Picture this, right? Say Georgia goes 12-0 and they win the SEC. They're an absolute shoe, and they're probably going to get the first seed in the CFB playoff. You have Michigan or Ohio, or Penn State, whichever one survives the gauntlet, will likely win the Big Ten and finish 12-0. One of those teams is likely going to get in. You have Washington, which, if they're 12-0 and they win the Pac-12, you know, they should easily
Pardon
be in.
me,
They
but
had
do
to
you
go.
have coins right now?
Hey, I have ADD. Shut up. Let me my ADD self be.
I got the tism. I must point everything out.
I feel like I could be autistic. There could be a case for me in autism. You could have Florida State. They have to survive North Carolina in the Big 12 championship, like that. Oh. Florida State. If Florida State goes 12-0, they have a case to cement themselves in the college football playoffs. And lastly, could you imagine if Oklahoma wins the Big 10 championship and goes 12-0? Who do you say no to? Who do you point at and say, you know what, no, you're playing a bowl game instead of being in the CFB playoff? Who do you say no to?
I kick them all out and award Iowa State the national championship for the lulz.
Likely will be Big Ten.
You know what? Fuck
No,
it,
not
national
Iowa.
champ.
Iowa State.
Yes, for Brock Purdy.
I gotta look at that.
Alternatively, let's have the national championship be Cal versus San Jose State.
I mean, technically, you could have it. Iowa could technically be in the Big Ten championship. It is likely headed in that direction. Their only competition is Wisconsin.
They beat Wisconsin, by the way.
Never mind. It's literally Iowa versus whoever survives the Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan gauntlet. It's the winner of that.
Northwestern, of course.
Bruh, ain't gonna be.
Okay, we need Nebraska to win. We need Nebraska. I would laugh my ass off if Iowa somehow blows it to a team like, I don't know, Nebraska or fucking Northwestern. Okay, Northwestern would kind of be fucked up, but at the same time, it'd still be hilarious.
You know, just so so people can shut the hell up about Kirk Ferentz's old ass offense that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That would be
The
kind of
climb to
funny.
325.
Yep, that is a very good thing that the Sickos committee is doing. That's hilarious. But I mean, I just find it that's just the general nature of the Big Ten. It's the same comment I've heard kind of over and over again, kind of redundant as well. If only we had a quarterback, we'd be so good, said every Big Ten team ever.
Skill issue.
Indeed, it is going to be it is a skill issue, but it's going to be very interesting to see who the Huskies can get up in the transfer. But seriously, question remains: who do you say no to? Like they've all these teams have done incredible feats in the season. Who says no? Which team do you look at going? Nah, they get the bowl game.
Michigan, if they even get a bowl game, because of the allegations that came out today.
Well, again, allegations. I will side with innocent until proven guilty.
Say with the whole thing. Here's the thing with the Michigan thing. Here's the thing. Unless it's like, the way I see it, unless it's like something like, oh, they use technology like the fucking Astros did, or it's like, yeah, they actually like they really went beyond their limit in terms of breaking rules here. I feel like the thing I'm seeing is just it feels more like, yeah, just some coaches mad that they're getting beat badly.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I just hate the Wolverines on principle alone. You know,
Yeah,
their fans are just fucking awful.
I'm gonna say Wolverines too because of the controversy.
I mean, controversy aside, I'm a man that fully believes in innocent until proven guilty. I genuinely believe that.
Regardless, I don't see the pun. If they were to get punished, I don't think it would be until after the season. Regardless, so at the same time, it's like even if something severe was to be pointed out about cheating allegations, I feel like it would not get addressed until after this season, and until then, I still got Michigan winning the Big Ten.
Yeah, I have Michigan. I have Michigan winning. I've got Michigan winning the Big Ten because Michigan. I don't think there's anybody that can stop them, especially, that defense has allowed less than 10 points a game.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You just can't get past that.
And then,
I think it's, it's going to be a very fun game regardless, but I still would have, it's either Michigan or Ohio that, when it comes down to, is going to be in there. But then I think the guarantees, like, teams that have like a 95% chance or greater, the committee saying yes, dude, it's Georgia or Ohio State / Michigan State. Michigan or Ohio State. It's either one of those two. But then you've got 2 spots for the Huskies, Florida State or North Carolina, and Oklahoma. One of those teams is not going to get in.
I think it should be Western Kentucky because of these sick-ass helmets.
Yeah. Look at these helmets.
Fucking bootleg grimace.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It is
With
beautiful.
different decals for each position group, that is so fucking based.
But for real though, like, what do you do if you're the committee?
Honestly,
Hope and pray.
Just flip a coin.
Here's how I would go if I were the committee: Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Michigan.
I feel like that would be a list of teams that that a certain demographic of college football fans would just like to say, you know what, you four teams are banned from the college football playoff because fuck all of you.
Agreed.
Anyway, I mean we've already made it very clear about the Big Ten. That's like, yeah, Michigan is the favorite until proven otherwise. By the way, speaking of Michigan State, just on this note, I just want to say, fucking hell at Michigan State for blowing an 18-point lead to Rutgers in like 5 minutes.
Fucking hell to Miami for whatever the fuck they did.
You know, we
Yeah,
agree
Miami's
that...
just Miami, but I gotta say right now, Rutgers has a shot at qualifying for a bowl game if they win this week.
Yeah?
Rutgers
Are
no
we seriously,
more.
are we seriously stressing Rutgers? Is
Oh,
this
they
the
are playing
apocalypse?
garbage. They're playing shitty Indiana, so
Fair
yeah,
enough.
and yeah,
Isn't Cal like 4-3 this right now?
yes, California has 3 wins. I don't know what
Yeah,
I would call.
surprisingly.
I don't know what I would call Rutgers of the West. Well, honestly, I don't even know if I can use Rutgers anymore because Rutgers isn't. I would not call Rutgers good, but they're definitely more respectable than they were just a couple of years ago. They're at least like they're getting back into more mid territory than, you know.
Yeah, they're not Rutgers anymore.
Yeah, if I wanted to
Well,
say
let's
which
now use Vanderbilt. Let's use Vanderbilt
It's
as the new
Vanderbilt.
devil
or
myth.
Vanderbilt. Okay, Vanderbilt works.
Yeah, it's Vanderbilt. I don't know how, you know, they play in a... I know that the SEC is a tough conference, but the fact that they feel like if you could put them, they would struggle in like the fucking Mountain West.
Vanderbilt lost to UNLV, by the way. Let's that always be remembered. And don't forget the fact that UNLV has a shot at clinching their first bowl game in 10 years this Saturday. So I am really looking forward to that.
Should be exciting.
I have an idea. The the new Vanderbilt West is Stanford.
Yeah, I mean, even though I will say, great on, obviously having that comeback last week inspires a lot of confidence. However, Stanford still has a ways to go in terms of
Yeah.
getting back to that powerhouse that they were in the 2010s.
I mean, if anything, I just call Stanford fucking pathetic at this point.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, they did embarrass Dion last week, though.
They do have that. They do have that. They do have that.
yeah, but that's becoming less and less of an accomplishment and more like
I
a.
know.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to it's no offense if, you know, if I found out if there's nothing more that would motivate me as a football player than some opposing quarterback saying, "Yo, this game is over at halftime." It could be 40-0. I would be motivated as hell to beat this team.
Look at what happened with the Colts and Vikings.
Well, not even that. Like, you having Shadur Sanders posting his merch at halftime. Buddy, if I'm a coach that found out, what more way to motivate your team than saying, "Hey, it ain't over until it's over. Look what this other team is doing. They're saying it's over. I don't think it's over. Do you guys think it's over?" And I hope that everybody else goes,
I do. And that's why I will never be a professional football player.
It's never over, Bar Sausage. It's never over.
"It's never over."
Yeah. I'll be the first to, like, fucking throw in the towel. Well, we had a good run of it, boys. Let's just go home and shower up.
Together.
Bar
Yeah,
Sausage.
it's like that one Michael Scott clip. It's over. We are screwed. Trying to
Bar
motivate the
Sausage.
It's over.
office.
That's it.
The 2017 Vikings would be so disappointed in you, man.
Oh, for sure. I'm just very lazy and just.
Man, you know, when we meet up, we're gonna make sure we do a lot of activities
Yeah.
that requires us to be inside and not really do anything at all. Fuck, that's gonna be hard. Damn.
Skating, ice skating.
Oh good lord, no.
How about bowling?
Bowling's good. I'm fine bowling.
Oh yeah, bowling's the base. Wait, rock climbing.
Ugh,
Because like I have to
no.
climb up stuff, and I have like the strength of a noodle arm.
Wait, wait a minute. I'm gonna make you guys go to the gym. I'll be your guys' spotter.
Ugh.
But like the pole is just the pole without any weights, so that's like 50 pounds, and
That's 45 pounds. It's not that bad.
I don't know. I mean, there's like a water park. A local.
It's more that It's not that I don't like you, Aiden. It's more that I like taking a nap more.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we have some games to talk about, don't we?
Yeah.
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 First game, Washington and Oregon. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a great game that was.
Yep.
We're talking about great game in a good sense or a bad sense.
No, good sense, like very
Yeah.
good
True,
sense.
true good sense. Yes.
Like genuine was a really fun game to watch. I mean, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks is going to get plenty of criticism for what he did, but I like it. I weirdly liked his aggressive style. He set an aggressive tone right away. Washington was able to meet that and beat them because of it. It made the game much more enjoyable. The fact that the head coach of the Oregon Ducks was willing to do everything and anything possible to win this game. I think
The thing is, honestly, let me say this. The thing is, I feel like there's definitely a point in time where you be aggressive, and there is a point in time where, you just do something like take the points. It's like, here's the thing. I have to remember, like, with this Oregon team, with its aggressiveness, like, Oregon has one of the best offenses in the country. This is the kind of team that can be aggressive against a certain defense. They can definitely be aggressive when they so please. It's just, it really always depends, and this really goes for any head coach, no matter how great you are or how bad you are. It will always depend on how well you execute those plays on like a fourth down or something. And it will always depend on how you execute. If you execute it well, you'll look like a genius. And if you execute it poorly, you're gonna get called out for it.
Which is why people are saying on places like Twitter and Facebook, Dan Campbell, he's smarter than he looks, because he has these ballsy plays that just work.
Yes, and he knows how to execute them well, along with help from Ben Johnson. They know how to execute it. That's always the critical ingredient to being aggressive is you know what to do and you know how to make these plays work. And I'll say right now, I will say, I do agree with Oregon going for it on fourth down on that final, well, not the last drive, but the drive before Washington scored the game-winning touchdown. I understand going for it there because, let's be real, regardless of what happened there, Oregon's defense was probably not going to stop Washington on that drive, and honestly, you might as well, in the moment right there, you might as well go for the kill. It's just, once again, you got to know how to execute the kill.
I do. I mean, I was impressed with the aggressiveness of the game. It was was a fun game to watch overall, and I watched it again at work. This is what kind of the games that I hope we see more of from college football in the future, because it just makes such a giant entertaining product. Because I feel like there's such a stereotype to seeing, you see these games and they're just nothing but like big massive blowouts. When you get great
Well, that's
games
usually
like
the college
this.
football playoff, but yeah.
So I was impressed. I quite enjoyed this one. I'm greatly looking forward to potential rematch in the Pac-12 championship if it does come to that. Washington has put themselves in a strong check position. Hopefully they can keep winning. They do have a bunch of babies they can beat up, so I don't think that's gonna be too hard.
And What do you think this does for the draft value of Michael Penis Jr.?
Well, for this game, like I said last week, like I think the winner of this game launches their draft stock into the top 10, and so locks them down as like a first round pick. And I said the loser, they might be a second, third round pick. Like the winner of this game is gonna make millions and millions of dollars just in NFL guarantees just by winning this game alone. And I think now people are looking at Michael Penix Jr. as a quarterback number 3 that can be taken in this draft. He's not going to go second round. He probably could go top 10 now because of his victory versus Oregon. And again, it's a great situation that he was in, that he led his team on the last drive that Washington had the ball and scored the go-ahead touchdown. I think it was the best thing for his draft stock. I think a lot of scouts are going to like his poise. They like his mobility. They like the fact that he can launch the ball downfield, whereas Bo Nix is a mix of both.
They like his funny name too, because it sounds like penis.
It does. He was somebody that I was hoping was going to declare for the draft, and Seattle was just going to let it marinate, but I don't know if Seattle's going to land him anymore. I don't think, which kind of sucks. But for Mr. Bo Nix, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to be happening with him. Who knows? Could he be a first round pick? Maybe. I think he could be. I think he's more of a late first round pick in my opinion. That's just how I've always viewed him. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes to the draft. But this is a very, very big game in terms of draft capital. I mean, there was also that with Taylor Van Dyke in Miami versus North Carolina, and I'm blanking on his name.
Drake May.
Yeah. Drake May. Like, those two guys, they had a battle between those two. One of those two is probably going to get selected way over the other one. So, we'll see how the season progresses. One of the matchups that I do hope we do see, and I think this is probably my favorite college matchup for the CFB playoffs, is we saw Washington and Florida State. That's probably my favorite matchup to see. That's like the two quarterbacks in the draft class going at it in the first round. That would be my favorite game, and I want to see Michigan and Georgia, because no one wants to see those two teams in the finals. But we'll see how it is. It's likely going to be a Michigan versus Washington, or Michigan versus Florida State, and Georgia versus. I don't know. We'll get into that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But
It'll be Alabama versus Ohio State, because God hates us all.
Alabama's lost one game. That's the big
They'll
difference.
still find a way to be like, well, Alabama deserves to be in because
No. Like I said beforehand, you don't want to be the committee that has to decide who makes the playoffs and who doesn't, because you could theoretically, like I said earlier, have 5 teams winning their conferences and being 12-0. What one of these teams do you say no to? That's the worst job ever. I do not want to be. I'm glad I'm not those people who has to decide who doesn't make it in. That's just me, though. At the end of the
yeah, they should envy you, a future buffet worker.
I mean, hey, I still work, you know.
I know Evan Neal was on this podcast.
Man.
No, I'm saying, like, unironically, you know, like.
Man,
Yeah, I know.
I'm leaving my current job to help my mental health.
That's why I said future buffet worker.
It's not like it's a bad thing.
No.
I'm leaving for my mental health, that's why.
You're gonna slay at that job, bro.
Oh, I know. Best part is I get my same sports ball watching benefits I get at my current job. So, it should be fun. It should be fun, but, you know, I'm going to enjoy more I'm definitely going to be enjoying some college football. Penn State and Ohio State. It's going to be such a fun game tomorrow, too. So I can't wait for that. Other games.
Can we talk about the NFL now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time.
It's time.
Oh, God. Vikings Bears. We get to talk about that clown show.
Yeah, let's just talk about Two shit teams fighting each other for the stupidest fight imaginable. For some reason, the Vikings always win when Kirk Cousins plays like absolute shit, which I don't know why that's the case, but hey, that sounds like a certified Vikings moment.
I'm pissed off. I hate that that is a thing that happens, and quite frankly, uh, if that's what it takes to win, I'd rather lose.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Sometimes winning ugly can be very damaging to the eyes and your and happiness. Let's just say that right now. I've
It's
seen
not
that.
that we're winning ugly. It's not just that we're winning ugly. It's also the fact that when we play good, we lose.
Yeah,
Mm,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
The
gonna be
thing that I
real.
have
I
with the
got.
Vikings is the weird question is if Justin Fields doesn't get hurt.
That's not. We're not talking. Wait. Are you gonna go with Justin
Justin
Fields
Fields
here? Like, we're
doesn't
not gonna trade.
get hurt. He doesn't get hurt, right? Do the Vikings still win the game?
Hmm. The
Probably
thing
not,
is,
but
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I feel like even before that, the official like thumb injury, which knocked him out, I feel like from what I saw, like Fields was like, it seemed like he was shaken up even before that. Like he did not. It felt like after the first drive, like first two drives or so, he did not look 100% in the slightest. And that thumb injury just looked like the nail in the dagger. Like if I'm being completely honest, like I feel like with how the Bears season is going, and this is saying regardless of what his future outlook is, whether it's in Chicago or somewhere else, it is best for Justin Fields to just get the surgery, in my opinion.
Yeah, look at what happened with Baker Mayfield
Look,
he
look what
toughed
happened to
it
Cam
out.
Newton.
hmm
Yeah, look what happened to Cam Newton. He didn't get the surgery and it ended up killing his career.
I
Like
think one
this
thing
is like
too with it,
regardless.
if your
This is
Fields,
regardless of what happens here in Chicago or whether he plays somewhere else in the future. It's like, dude, just get the surgery because I don't see a point in trying to make a return for this season considering how the Bears season is going. I don't see the point. Like you don't
Like,
have to force yourself.
I mean, one
my
thing.
brother in Christ, are you really worried about Tyson Bagent taking your job?
Well, no, it's not that too. It's there's a lot of pressure for Justin Fields right now. Like he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He believes he does have the upside. And if you opt for the surgery right now, that's it. That could be it for your NFL career. The the Bears are already would be totally willing to move on.
I know that, and I'll give my comments about how I feel the Bears should handle the draft in a bit, but I'm gonna say it right now. I mean, it is a tough decision for Justin because on one hand, you want to be that guy, you want to tough it out, and still have that opportunity to keep proving yourself. However, at the same time, you also got to think about your future and the fact that, look, you're going to be playing for a shitty ass team here. A team that definitely does not have anything close to playoffs on their minds this season. And the thing is, you know damn well from past experience, seeing what happened to Cam Newton, if you toughen it out and things, and you just keep um, ignoring the fact that you're going to have to fix this thumb at some point, you might damage your career permanently on a note that you don't want to test.
And it's on your throwing thumb, so like pretty much every single narrative against you about your passing is just gonna get even more amplified if you don't get that fixed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sad situation, but unfortunately, it's a really tough situation for any quarterback to have to fucking go through.
Yeah, I feel for Fields because you feel like he had it. I feel a lot of people thought he had a genuine opportunity to make it to make it to the NFL to be the savior quarterback of the Bears, to be the best quarterback like the Bears have ever had. The
Yeah,
bar is
and
low for that. And
yeah, it
just
is a low bar. It's just unfortunately now it's like, well, we don't know what his future is now here here in Chicago, and I've seen the reports about, what will happen if the Bears get the number one pick. And my thing is, or God forbid they get the number one and two pick, considering I don't know how the Panthers will look now that it seems that they're finally coming to their senses and realizing, okay, yeah, we need to make a play calling change here. Um, but with Chicago, it's just my thing is this, and I know Ozza said this earlier about how like the Bears should not just try and stretch this rebuild out, or just be stuck in a fucking mud puddle that is a rebuilding process like they were arguably from I would say 2014 to 2017. It was a really bad process, and right now, ever since really since post 2018, the Bears have either been stuck in mediocrity or these past 2 years now have been stuck in tanking mode. And the thing is, the way I see it, and obviously it really depends on how how the season goes, how the rest of the season goes for the Bears, how the rest of the season goes for the Panthers. But let's say somehow the Bears get the top two picks. Obviously, this is excluding any trade talks, any rumors about what happens if someone gets desperate enough and decides to offer half the team for the number one pick. The way I see it, you have a decision to make here because do you want to get another quarterback? Do you want to get another high-profile quarterback from college that to a franchise that is known for ruining high-profile quarterbacks from college? Do you want to take that chance again while also getting a complementary weapon, probably in this case Marvin Harrison Jr.? Or, in my opinion, and this is the way I've seen it, is because this goes honestly beyond Fields. This goes way beyond Fields. This is how I feel a team like the Bears really need to build their team, and that is, on one hand, get a weapon like Marvin Harrison Jr. But I'll also say this: if I'm in the position, and this is just right now, obviously anything can change, but if I'm in the position, I'm drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'm drafting that O lineman from Penn State. Olu, I can't pronounce his last name, but you know the guy, like genuinely, probably like because on one hand we're talking a generational wide receiver talent. I feel like, look, I feel like it's not a hot take to say that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the most anticipated wide receiver prospect in God knows how long. And on the other hand, you have seen the reason I bring up Olu, the reason I bring him up is because I saw a stat. I saw, well, honestly, not just stats, but also all you need to do is watch this team for the past couple of years and you'll see how much of a difference building a great O line will make for your football team, regardless of who you have at quarterback. And that team I'm referring to is the Detroit Lions. Because let's not lie, the Lions are not here where they are right now without building that incredible O line they got. And speaking of that pick they made in 2021, he hasn't given up a sack in a good while. And it's just the thing is like, and I'm noting this, I'm really putting emphasis on this. My thoughts on drafting a receiver and an O lineman here is this goes way beyond Fields. This more goes on to building an actual team for one day. Hopefully to God we get an actual quarterback that even just make this team somewhat respectable, make this team even good. And the reason I feel like just the way I see it, and this is just the way I see it, because I expect we'll also be having new coaches in 2025. I would love to. I feel like more teams are going to want to copy the San Francisco 49ers system of, hey, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. If you put a great system around them and great players and a great line, you're going to get good results. And that's kind of the way I want the Bears to go. Now, whether they'll ever execute that well is a much different situation than, in planning it and, saying, I want this to happen. However, it also doesn't help that my thoughts on Caleb Williams have definitely taken a bit of a dip considering the comments that have been rumored of what he wants from NFL teams if he gets drafted. If he gets that, well, obviously when he gets drafted. That being the fact that apparently, now I'm not going to confirm this, but apparently he wants part ownership of an NFL team. Which is just, dude, what the fuck are you planning here? Like, what are you... Like, there's a difference between pulling an Eli Manning and saying, I don't want to play for you, and just saying, yeah, if I'm going to play for you, I better have part ownership of your team. And that gives off a lot of red flags, but
especially after
yeah.
that loss to Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, I get the feeling whoever reported that saw what happened against Notre Dame and said, you know what, there is not a more perfect time for me to report this than right now. This is absolutely gonna set a wildfire in the media. But yeah, it's just it's not even from like what I said in terms of who I want. It's not even to discredit Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is an incredible quarterback prospect. It's just I feel like the Bears are at a position where it's like I don't want to have to wait and see with another fucking quarterback what's going to happen. I don't want to wait and see and possibly ruin another great quarterback, a great potential quarterback, when you could actually build more and more in the trenches and more around the weapons, and get a usually even where make a system, just to sum it up, make a fucking system where even having an average quarterback, which the Bears have had for basically their entire fucking existence, average or even trash, can make it work. That's what I want. That's
Uh,
just what
but
I want.
but the question is, are the McCaskies smart enough to do that?
I
Yeah, that's a good
have
question. That's a great question.
I have a
And they probably aren't.
counterpoint to that. I think, like, this is just how I find the most unique situation for the Chicago Bears right now is that they need to find a quarterback that can overcome the Chicago Bears defensive culture. That is what the Bears need to have at QB. They need to have somebody that has a very high ceiling. They can't get average anymore. This team
I
is
agree. We do agree with that, and that's why. I mean, obviously having Caleb would be nice. It's just I want to also build an actual fucking team around a quarterback.
you guys have two firsts and 2 seconds next year, right?
Um, I think we have two. I'm not sure. I think we have. I know we have at least two firsts. I don't know if we have 2 seconds though. I know we. I'm not sure about the 2 seconds part.
Because I'll agree with you with what they should be doing, and this is what I have said over and over and over again when it comes to you guys know I've said this about rookie quarterbacks is the best thing for a team to do is rookie quarterback, year one head coach of the team. That is the best combination.
I
You
do
don't
agree
want
with
to
that.
bring in a coach who's already on the hot seat and then you're forced to draft that quarterback. I'd rather you do it now when the new guy come in. It's like, there's no pressure of winning year one. Let's just have the foundation. And what better foundation would you have is that a quarterback that can overcome your defensive culture. That's what the Bears are. The Bears are a defensive culture. They've won Super Bowls on defenses. They've went to Super Bowls on their defense alone, but now we're shifting to a modern NFL where it's all about the offense. And the Bears are probably the one team that just haven't figured it out at all. What better way to do that is to get the bona fide number one quarterback? Yes, you're a little bit, I would absolutely be a little bit cheesed at wanting a stake in ownership, but he's going to learn that no, you cannot have a stake in ownership. You have to be like our franchise guy. And if you're not going to be our franchise guy, right, you're going to quickly find out how things work in the NFL. And that's not how things work, and he'll have to learn the hard way. And if he does choose to stay another year in college, there's still excellent quarterback options. There's still Drake May, Michael Penix Jr. that the Bears could go between. And what other quarterback right now is playing harder matchups than Michael Penix Jr.? He's going to destroy USC's defense. And the real hope is that if Washington makes the CFP playoff, do we start seeing Michael Penix solidifying himself at going number one overall over Caleb Williams?
Honestly, the thing is, it's like obviously yes. And as I noted, I expect that we will have new coaching in 2025. Hopefully, probably most likely, probably. I don't see the current regime getting fired. Considering, let's be real, there's probably no point firing them right now, considering the state of our situation on offense. But right now, I mean, the thing is, I also want to make it very clear with Caleb Williams. Wherever he goes, you better have a great old line because many people have noted his tendency to hold the ball for a good while. Like that's been a noted tendency of his, which is also been beneficial because USC, for as much as I rag on them, they have a great O-line, or at the very
They
least,
do.
an O-line that knows how to play towards Caleb Williams' strengths.
And guess who finally has a first-ranked offensive line, baby?
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, my thing with the Bears is with when you have two first rounds, and with the way I just see the draft going, if the Bears have pick 1 and 2, you could trade down your other pick and get a fucking haul.
Well,
And
yeah, I know.
still
I
get
said
the guy.
excluding. That's why I said at the beginning of my conversation. I said excluding the possibility of just excluding if God forbid a team doesn't decide to bite the bullet and decide to give us God knows how much for, just to get Caleb Williams or get a Marvin Harrison Jr. All that kind of stuff. I was just excluding that, but it's just the way I see it. And yes, I know it takes a while for it to build, which obviously, yes, it will still take a while for the Bears to truly build the foundations and all that. But it's just looking at how a team like the Lions have, resurrected Jared Goff's career, obviously with great coaching and obviously a very talented offensive weapon core and a great old line. It's just I just look at it and it's like, that's something that the Bears need to do. They need to build great weapons, build a great old line, and put their quarterback, whoever that quarterback may be, in the best situation possible for them to succeed. And it's like that's something they've never been able to do. But if there's any chance for them to do it, considering how many fucking draft picks they have, this would definitely be their best shot.
Have you considered cloning Rex Grossman? Just food for thought.
Uh, we'll have to think about that. I guess we'll have to think about that another time. I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe bring Rex Grossman back maybe get Rex Grossman on the coaching staff. What's the worst that could happen there?
I feel like his fuck it, I'm going deep philosophy. The only problem with it was I don't think the Bears receivers were good enough to pull it off, other than maybe Bernard Berrian.
Yeah, I mean, other than him or Hester in terms of speed and stuff, but like I don't know. I mean, granted, it also didn't help that like after the Bears, I mean, Rex Grossman obviously had potential that was clearly never came close to being fulfilled, but it obviously doesn't help that the next team after Chicago he went to, excluding the one game he played for the Houston Texans, was Washington, which if you know anything about Washington, or basically the Dan Snyder tenure, that was another team that if you went there, if you were a quarterback who went to Washington, you were bound to die. And yeah, things did not get any better for Rex in Washington.
I still think the best thing he could have done was go to the Vikings in 2009 because not only would he have had Bernard Berrian back, but he also would have had Sidney Rice and Percy Harvin, to
Yeah.
throw to.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, just to sum it up with the Bears, it's a situation. It's a messed up situation. It's a really fucking annoying situation right now as a Bears fan, where it's just you're gonna have to just wait and see, and hope to God that with the assets we have, we can make something happen. Because I mean, thank God for those assets. Thank God for the Carolina Panthers right now, which. Yeah, one of the only good things we got going for us right now is the Carolina Panthers being worse.
Carolina Panthers are not doing so hot right now, and
Yeah, by the way, I just want to say, did anyone really expect them to sustain that 14-0 lead over the Dolphins?
I didn't.
No, hell no. Hell no.
No, I mean, as much sustainability as when I'm currently just going through the roster randomizer, I'm noticing that me, Aiden, and Brock Moxley are all on the same team. That's gonna stick. 100% gonna stick. No, it's not. I'll just quickly show I want to quickly show this, because whenever I enter data, the randomizer randomizes everything, and this is what I currently got. Aiden, Brock, myself,
Ooh,
Damn.
the same team.
damn.
I mean, this is not going to happen, but I just thought it was kind of funny.
Where'd I end up?
That'll be fucking
This is not
overpowered.
official. 26. I think you're on the Lightning, but unofficially the Lightning. Yeah, you're unofficially the Lightning.
Hey, you know what? I'll take Nick Suzuki. Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We already have
legend, Nick
because like,
Suzuki.
watch this. There, it's changed. It's randomized again. 'Cause now we're not all on the same team because of how the randomizer works. So now I'm on team 11. Team 11. Oilers, and there's no Brock, Moxie, or Aiden Insight. So
Oh,
All right.
what do you know? You're moving to Edmonton. You're on the Oilers.
So this is nothing official. So it's always changed. I like checking for kicks and giggles, and that was kind of the funniest instance of seeing me, Aiden, and Brock on the same fucking team.
That'd be so overpowered.
The first line would always find a way to score a goal over and over and over.
Anyway, we have other things that happened this week. Like
Yeah,
I believe
I know some things happened to the 49ers and Seahawks last week.
Oh boy.
All I'm gonna say is, give Cleveland credit. Come on.
Yeah.
You can talk about the rain, you can talk about the refs, you can talk about Nick Moody missing the field goal, but you know what? We didn't lose the game. The Browns won it. And I'm not saying this because skill issue and shit, but the Browns are a legit good defense. The
Yeah.
fact that they
Yeah.
managed to hold one of the best offenses in the league to nearly a trickle was impressive. I was impressed
Yeah, I mean,
by the Browns.
Yeah, give huge credit to Jim Schwartz. I mean, considering how bad the Browns defense had gotten last year, he's done an incredible job with this defensive core.
And credit to
Amen.
PJ Walker. He looked a million times better than Deshaun Cosby.
I feel like
I have to say though, PJ Walker kind of played I mean, he made some big throws to Amari Cooper, not gonna lie, but he actually nearly lost them the game thanks to a bad pick to Diamador Lenore. So yeah,
You know who else made some good throws? The refs. But that's a
that's a skill
Yeah.
issue. I'm not gonna blame the
Yeah,
refs for us losing. I'm not gonna say, you know what? Yes, I get it. Deshaun Gibson was screwed over by momentum, and I studied physics, so I know how momentum works. But you know what? Shit happens. You gotta play through it. And we
all
almost
I can
won.
say- Yeah.
We almost won. So you know what? Anyone who's panicking about us can go shut the fuck up. We're still a good team.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and
the
say
only time I would panic for the 49ers if they I'm not worried about them yet because it's just injuries hurt them. Like obviously injuries hurt them. It's a tough environment considering the rain and stuff, which as we've seen, yeah, rain is not the 49ers greatest friend. Like I'm not if like I'll only get worried about the 49ers. I mean, granted, and it's only a bit of a worriedness here is if they lose to the Vikings, but I don't see that happening. That's the
No.
only time I'd get
We're
worried.
gonna see Spencer die in real time next week. I can't. Sorry, we're gonna see Spencer die in real time on Monday.
I do just wanna trying to think of what I was gonna say. Because I know like shit, I was trying to think because I don't know. I'm just. Yep, and my brain decided to say, you know what? You had that previous thought you had. Yeah, fuck it. You're not saying that now.
we can talk about the Seahawks and apparently how
We can talk about the red zone offense now.
and how DK Metcalf is apparently one of the bigger problems in the NFL now.
No, stop it. He a big man. He get frustrated and big man do dumb thing. I'm not a big fan of what DK does on the field because it's like diva-esque, right? Like, honestly, my thing with Gino is I'd rather, like, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, I'd rather he throw an interception than hold on to the ball and get sacked. Because if you don't do any of that, right, you're going to lose the game. I'd rather we lose off of an interception than a sack. Period. Because if you throw the ball, there's a chance that we catch it. But if you take a sack, then it's like, geez Louise. And the whole time, he's looking for DK. And he's not, like, at least rifle it in for the man. Throw it to him. You know? Like,
You want to hear an ironic comparison I'd make for Geno Smith and DK Metcalf? It reminds me a lot of later stage Eli and Odell.
yeah, but the thing with Odell is Odell had one rookie season and everybody's like holding on to that saying whereas now Odell's just kind of an average wide receiver who had a really good rookie season. DK has been very good.
He had
his
some
whole
strong
career.
seasons after that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hold on, let me look at OBJ. Because I know he's just another wide receiver now. I mean, truly, he's been another wide receiver basically ever since he went to Cleveland. He's just fallen off very hard. Because, I mean, you look at how his career started. His first 3 years, all years where he had more than 1,300 receiving yards in all 3 years and 10 plus touchdowns. So it's like 2014, 2016. Yeah, that was OBJ at the peak of his hype, and then that injury in 2017 happened, and he really hasn't truly ever been the same since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I agree with.
Injuries suck. Bottom line.
They do.
Yeah.
I should know. I was injured once.
I shouldn't know
Yes.
because I've never been injured of my day in my life. I
I shouldn't-
tend to be
I should know.
safe.
I should know. I've had a bunch of injuries. Knee injury, twisted ankle. What do you know? I work out a lot, so I'm susceptible to that shit.
I ended up snapping a few growth plates in my ankle when I tried pulling my older brother up a driveway while he was laying on his longboard.
Oh, damn.
Damn. I mean, I tried to just get up out of bed and then just a small breeze of wind just knocked me back down. It's like, okay, well, this is where I'm gonna be all day.
See,
Well, I injured my ankle playing basketball a while back. So yeah, at least I got my injuries doing something badass.
yeah. Meanwhile, I just wake up one morning and all of a sudden I try to step on the ground and it's like, oh fuck, cramp, so bad.
Cramps are not fun at all. I haven't had cramps in a long time, thankfully, but like there was definitely times where it's like, you just fall asleep and then all of a sudden your leg hurts like a motherfucker, and it's like, what did I do to deserve this?
I mean, I like those sleeps where you just sleep. Where it's
What
like a
circle
good
of hell am I in right now?
I like the sleep
Yeah.
where it's like you wake up and then you're like, good lord, what fresh hell is this? I feel worst.
Yeah. But yeah, all I'll say about the Seahawks is, please, for the love of God, fix your red zone offense.
It's DK, throw ball. Throw ball. Just throw the ball. Throw the ball. That's
Fuck
all you
it.
have to do.
DK down there somewhere.
We have a great receiving core. Use them. Jake Bobo will take a hit for this team, man.
Bo, and so on and
Jake
so forth.
Bobo will take a hit for this team. You should have seen the shot that he took. He
He'll
can
take
take
a-
a hit.
He can take a hit for America, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Bobo is America's receiver, damn it.
Like,
Yes.
you have
Oboe for America.
You have options. I want Gino to use those options. Use them. Throw the ball. If it's an interception, it's an interception. I'm fine with that as long as you throw the ball. Just throw the ball. Take a little bit more risk. You're playing too safe with it, and that's gonna bite you in the butt. So let's up the risk ante by like a small amount, please.
Yeah.
Just by a little bit, not much.
But yeah. Anyway, in other NFL games that managed to happen, there was another London game. Ravens just basically just punted the entire second half and managed to beat the Titans because the Titans are not good. And I'm gonna have a take about the Titans that I'm gonna say here because, with the trade deadline coming up, I think it's time for the Titans to make a big move, and that big move is that Derrick Henry should be traded at the deadline.
Who though?
That's my
That's the
problem.
big question.
Yeah, the Vikings.
Here's the thing. My problem with Derrick Henry is he's someone that's logged in a lot of mileage.
Yeah, I
Well,
understand that.
He's
I
not
also
gonna
here's the
get
thing.
He's not gonna fetch him like us. I don't think he's gonna fetch him a second or a third round pick.
I know, but you gotta get something because this Titans team is fucking garbage. You gotta start selling something. The Titans are. I said this. I said this when we did our AFC South preview, but right, and this was definitely agreed upon by Spencer that the Titans are a very boring team, and this is a team that definitely feels on the verge of being in a rebuild. And with how they played these first 6 weeks, they're definitely heading right in that direction. Because I've been hearing rumors about Derrick Henry getting traded, and I've been hearing rumors that DeAndre Hopkins might be getting moved as well, and that's really hilarious now.
I will say,
if you're a Tennessee,
I said what I said about the Titans, in the preseason predictions, but honestly, I think I found a more boring team out there this year, and that is the New Orleans Saints, who are like watching paint dry in slow motion.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the Titans, though, when we were looking at the trade deadline, I would argue that what I believe the Titans should do is any player that has 1 year left on their deal that we are not going to have back, that has value, you're shipping off, you're going to eat half the salary for the rest of the year. You're going to have to maximize the value that you can get. And the thing is, I don't know who they would want to get rid of. I think if anything, if you're the Titans, you want to sell off as much of the defensive pieces as you can. That's where their value is on the team. It's selling their defensive pieces.
I'm just saying they gotta sell some. They gotta sell stuff at the deadline. I mean, I've even heard rumors. I've heard rumors about Derrick Henry to the Cowboys because, of course, I've even heard rumors, which this would be very fucking ironic considering these two teams' history with each other, but I've even heard rumors about Derrick Henry to the Ravens.
Ooh,
That'll be poetic.
spicy.
Yeah, I get the feeling if that trade happened, Titans fans are definitely going to be heading back to the coffin for the rest of the season.
Just my opinion. I think if Derrick Henry gets traded, he should get traded. The best situation for him would be a team with a good offensive line. But
Yes.
regardless of that, he needs to. The Titans, honestly, I think they need to either retool or just blow it the fuck up. This team is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
might be a bit of a controversial opinion, but they should blow it up in anticipation for their new stadium.
Oh, they got a couple of years waiting. They still got a couple of years to rebuild for that stadium.
Yeah,
I mean, we kind of did that with Levi Stadium, kind of ish.
With how much the core has rotted out beneath the Titans, I just think that would be the best plan of attack.
You're right, but my whole thing with the Titans is, like, you have Mayo Man, Will Levis, who you want to see what you got, and I think now it's, Tannehill's is way too boring, and you really want to go long term with Malik Willis? I don't think your own head coach even likes Malik Willis. Why don't we see what we have in Will Levis? Let's see how he is as a QB before they really do anything drastic. It could be just a little bit of retooling, but I think they might need a new quarterback for the longer term future at the helm, because I don't think that their current guy is it. Tannehill isn't it. He's done. He can't even throw out.
Yeah, Tannehill's cooked. I mean, it's very obvious he's cooked now.
The fact that he can't throw, again, right now, as an NFL quarterback at the NFL level, the bare fucking minimum to throw every single week is 200 yards. That's the bare minimum. Tannehill cannot do that. You have to now start looking for somebody who is on this roster right now that can throw the ball more than 250 yards to give us a better shot at winning. Is it Tannehill or is it somebody on the roster? They gotta start now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. They definitely gotta either put Malik Willis or God forbid Will Levis at the starting quarterback position this upcoming week. I feel like you have to. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and at this rate, considering the Titans' situation, looking at the fact that there's a very good chance they're going to be rebuilding soon, you might as well throw shit at the wall and see if anything sticks.
But I think that might be a bit too exciting for the Titans. They're like,
yeah, that too.
they're like, no, we want to be boring. We want to be.
Oh God, you guys are exciting again. How my heart.
Yeah. But yeah, Titans are just stuck in football hell right now.
Yeah, it's
and speaking of the AFC South, unfortunately, some sad news. Anthony Richardson's rookie season is sadly over. You hate to see
Is
it.
it official?
Anthony
is he
Richardson.
Well, he's not expected. He's not expected to come back for the rest of the season, which fucking sucks, obviously. But
I mean, seeing how, thank God, the owner hasn't said, well, I think it's all in his head. Thank God he hasn't fucking said that.
He's learned, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of cocaine. He's like, what if I make sure my quarterback of the future is okay? What if I do that now instead of trotting him out to get hurt over and over again? I mean, I think this is a really great opportunity for Richardson to learn. You gotta take care of yourself as an NFL quarterback. You can't just run in.
And even if you aren't an NFL quarterback, you should take care of yourself and,
you should. You should
love yourself.
Says the guy who says I can't speak positively on myself. Says the guy that's losing his mind, randomizing NHL 20, doing what he did last year again.
We all lose our minds, though.
This is what we call a digital self-harm, folks. This is bad. Don't do it.
Nah, do it. Do it. Stay at that job that you hate. Stay. No. But no.
Intrusive Sox are winning.
Who's winning?
Intrusive Sox.
I thought I heard something Sox are winning.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
Take care of your mental health, y'all.
It's okay.
Yes, take care of your mental
health. I have
health.
a 4-day week next week. I have a 4-day week.
But yeah, it is very nice though that the Colts are, at the very least for the time being, taking a lot more caution with Anthony Richardson than as we saw previously with Andrew Luck, which definitely something you just know damn well is something that still haunts them to this very day.
The way how they handled Luck, man. And Anthony Richardson does have, genuine talent. He's genuinely talented as an NFL quarterback.
And I'm just going to say it now.
He did better than I was expecting. I will say that. I will admit that. He did a lot better than I was expecting.
He gave the Rams a scare.
Like any
He
team
did.
would play, he'd give him a giant
And then,
scare.
and then you know, and then the Rams were like generating NFL player, and then out came Puka Nakua, which what a name.
I know,
Yeah.
all people, it's Puka Nakua.
But yeah, speaking of games that I feel like should probably be games that random generated players should not have to suffer by watching. Patriots Raiders. I got to watch that game and it was as bad as you can imagine. I mean, congrats, New England. You scored a touchdown. I mean, it was Ezekiel Elliott of all players scoring that touchdown, but hey, you scored a fucking touchdown.
Well, the Zeke had to be fed.
Yeah, I mean, that final drive for New England really that final drive really summed up, yeah, this is the New England I come to expect this year. You know, you force the Raiders to punt, and, you know, you have it at your own 9-yard line. You got a long way to go for New England to score a game-winning field goal to win the game. And, you know, Matt Jones throws an incredible pass, by the way. He actually threw a great pass, one of his few great passes of the game, intended for Devontae Parker, and as expected, because it's the 2023 New England Patriots, Parker dropped the ball. And what do you think happens the next play? Well, New England has a delay of game, and the very next play, Matt Jones gets sacked in the end zone for a safety. And that sequence of events right there perfectly sums up the New England Patriots of 2023. Just a complete and utter disaster. Where it's like, hey, they're actually looking competitive, and never mind, they got sacked for a safety. That's the New England Patriots right there. By the way, I just want to comment on the fact that the Patriots had a touchdown drive in the fourth quarter, which, if you're wondering how long this touchdown drive took, it took New England 9 minutes and 30 seconds to get a touchdown on this drive.
Ouch.
Oof.
Yeah, a near 10-minute drive happened in this game. And it's just, yeah, New England really did not have a sense of clock when it comes to trying to get stuff going. But yeah, this game was as ugly as you could imagine, especially after Jimmy G got hurt. And now the Raiders are going to have Brian Hoyer starting against the Chicago Bears, who are starting Tyson Bagent.
Are you
good
actually
lord.
going to that football
Let me,
game in person?
No, I'm watching it here because I have it in Vegas.
And also the game's going to be played in Chicago.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like comparing the Patriots to Generation Swine was wrong. Judging by how they played against the Raiders, I'd say it's a lot more like Saint Anger.
Oh yeah, Saint Anger, one of the most... Yeah, for those that don't know, Saint Anger is one of the most hated albums of all time by Metallica. So, yeah, iconic.
And the
iconic
offensive
team
drives of the
falls.
Patriots went way too long, just like the songs on Saint Anger.
Yeah, way too long. It's like listening to a garbage can get banged like they did on that fucking album.
I mean, oh boy, Belichick.
I'm gonna say this right now. Belichick is done. I don't care
Yeah,
if
he needs
he's
to
been.
retire.
It's
He
it.
needs to- Yeah, I'm even gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. New England needs to fire Belichick. If he's not gonna retire, fire his ass.
The thing is, though, I don't think you would, like, just from a cultural standpoint, I don't think you would ever fire Belichick for
Mid-season, you're not gonna fire him, but after the season,
fire him after the season. You're gonna give.
well, I feel like you have to make a decision, in my opinion, if you're New England, because and goddamn, take a shot every time I compare this team to the fucking final years of Tom Landry with the Cowboys, but like it feels like they're in that same boat where they have to make a decision on their future, because I don't know. I mean, they're not good, and I'm gonna be real. I don't see things getting better with the rate that Belichick's going right now. I don't see it improving.
100.
My
And I mean, I'll say it
lifestyle
right now.
determines a
I'll say it
test.
right now. Literally, the most notable thing from this game is the fact that Tony Romo, after New England made it 19-16, said the Patriots should go for 2, and Jim Nantz just sat there in disbelief at what his partner was saying. That was the most notable shit about this game. Like Tony Romo saying in a 3-point game, you know what, New England, they should go for 2. They should make this a 1. I would try and go for 2 and make this a 1-point game. And I just love how Jim Nantz responds like, you know, I like this play better, and them taking the extra point. That actually made me laugh. But like, goddamn, Tony, just learn to shut up for once.
Tony, I want to like you as an NFL announcer. I loved you at first, but like you gotta dial it back here, you know.
Like Tony Romo has the Chris Collinsworth problem of not knowing when to stop talking.
My least favorite thing about Tony Romo, for being honest, is his like super fucking gravelly voice. Like he just gargled sand before the game.
Well, yeah, that, and it doesn't help that it feels like whenever he talks now, he's not thinking before he speaks. He's just saying whatever comes to mind, and that's why he says stuff like going for, like, how the New England Patriots should go for 2 in a 3-point game.
You know, you may like Tony Romo and Chris Collinsworth. They may get you to like roll your eyes and shit, but to me, like, when it comes to bad commentating, there will never ever be another Booker McFarland.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh,
among bad announcers, he was a fucking legend. Like,
that was
Oh.
generational.
Yeah, he was on that thingy that crane.
yeah, he was like he was like the Steph Curry of saying the worst shit at the worst time. Like fucking, oh no, Beckham goes to the bathroom and he launches into a fucking tirade about how wide receivers are so entitled because they don't piss and shit on the sideline.
I just love that, and the fact that he says the most basic shit imaginable. It's like you would think he's an AI generated guy. He's an AI generated character with some of the basic stuff he'd be saying.
This basic stuff that he gets wrong, by the way. Like,
Yeah, that too.
I mean,
it's 4th down, and he says, "I don't agree with the play call. I think the Bills should have taken a knee here."
I mean, the one thing that I can't even stand him even on college football day, man. I don't know how the hell does this man still have a job at ESPN. There's so much better people who deserve a job at ESPN. This man is on like the prime spot doing the recap. And whenever I listen to him, I'm like, oh, Booger, just shut the fuck up, please.
Like I said, a generational levels of awful announcing.
Oh, even a generational awfulness of recapping.
Like, this guy is like 90s Michael Jordan of bad announcing.
Yeah.
He's just stating the obvious, and it's just like, I'm just like, Booger, shut the fuck, just for 5 minutes. Shut the fuck up.
Shut it for 5 minutes. Can you shut up for 5 minutes? We need to get Shrek in here.
How is ESPN still giving this man like screen time?
This is the same network that gives Kendrick Perkins screen time, so just know who you're playing with here.
A really good art counter is like, this is the same network that tries to force Stephen A. Smith to do literally everything when it should only be about basketball or football.
This is the same network that tried giving Jason Witten the Tony Romo treatment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the same organization that won't let Joe Buck and Troy Aikman die. Which, I mean, side note, I kind of am happy that they're together. Really happy. I prefer them together.
Yeah, they're honestly not a bad.
I
bad
don't get
pairing,
why.
you know?
Like,
Fine.
I mean,
I mean,
I
they're
get.
fine. They're better than they used to be, at least.
They're fine.
It's the same organization that can't seem to get its NHL coverage right.
They're
I will say this though,
better.
if we're talking announcers, I do want to say this. Al, I hate to say it, you're an all-time great, but it's time to hang it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I just get him a better part. No, because I like his part. I like the partner. I'm starting to really appreciate.
I like Kirk Herbstreit. I mean, I don't know if he mixes well with Al, but like at the same time, it's just Al, like you're an all-time great, but come on, you cannot be sounding like you're asleep watching when it comes to calling Jaguars games.
I mean, I know I'm asleep too when I'm always watching Thursday Night Football, but I just feel like Thursday Night Football is just killing him.
Yeah, it's clear he doesn't have the passion anymore.
Well,
Al needs some coffee.
Well, I mean,
I've always just been a sucker for his Brooklyn accent. You know,
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I will say there have been times where the Thursday night games are shitty, and he is honestly amazing to listen to because he's not giving a shit, and he's just absolutely slamming the product on the field like we saw with Colts Broncos last year. Yeah, that freaking Thursday night game.
or when he absolutely fucking threw 360 no scope Dan Snyder into the dumpster during that Commanders game.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. It's like when Al is like just saying when he is clearly showing that he gives no fucks. It is still great to listen to. It's either we're getting that version of him or we're getting the sleepy version of him.
I mean, this guy.
Yeah, forget Sleepy Joe. This is Sleepy Al.
Well, think of it. He went from covering probably the biggest games of the week to the garbage. Yeah, I probably would lose a lot of joy too. I mean, I would hope. I think I would like to just push him to like college football because that's more exciting, and I feel like hearing him and Kirk Herbstreit do like whatever ABC's primetime games does, I feel like that'd be a good listen.
It's just my thing with Al. It's just also just knowing how he did in that playoff game last year between the Chargers and Jaguars,
Like,
where it just sounded like he was bored.
Dude, that game was so exciting. He's like, and here they doing this again, blah 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 blah.
And here they go for the win, and the kick is good, and that's the game. The Jaguars win.
Yeah. So I mean,
Just sad because I mean Al Michaels is one of my favorite announcers of all time. I mean he's one of the announcers I've grown up listening to. It's just
I mean, he's up there in like the Kevin Harlan tier for me.
Yeah, same here.
Like the next primetime duo is Kevin Harlan and Kirk Warner. I like those two.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna let him do that because it's like
unfortunately, I don't see it ever happening. But I would love to see Kevin Harlan call Thursday night games on Amazon. I think he'd be a great guy to get.
100%. And Kurt Warner. I like Kurt Warner too. I just like Kirk. Kirk's a good guy. I like what he does for special needs too. I like what he does. I like his charitable programs. Like he's a good. I like him a lot. That's just me though.
Yeah, Kurt Warner seems like a good guy. You know, just
Yeah. Anyways, lastly, well, everybody, hockey has dropped off. How are we feeling so far? Are we like hockey yay or hockey nay?
I'm gonna say this right now. My team may be openly tanking, and we're just trying to get Celebrini or whoever the fuck we're gonna pick number one. But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm so fucking glad hockey is back.
Yes.
I'm ready to. I mean, even though hockey season's like, ugh. I mean, the Canucks are still an interesting watch. I mean, the Kraken and everything.
What I'm interested in this hockey season is, I get Vegas is the number one favorite, but it seems like it could be anyone's game for the Cup championship. People are saying Carolina's gonna be the most likely champion. I'm sorry, I hate to say this as a Sharks fan, but I think Vegas is gonna repeat.
I'm saying this right now because I do agree. It's a very wide open race. However, I also want to flex the fact that Vegas has started 5-0 this season. We're 5-0 to start this season.
Hell yeah, brother! Flex those muscles.
Yeah, flex
best
it just to
start
win the
for,
president's trophy because that trophy is cursed.
Yeah, I know.
I should know by
However, I will
experience.
say, yeah, the fact that this is the best start that a defending cup champion has had to a season since the Edmonton Oilers in 1985-86.
I mean, my clown.
Oh
thing
no!
that
Oh
I'm-
no! Not that
Yeah, I
team!
know.
Not
I
that
see.
team!
Yeah, I see the Wikipedia. I see they lost to Calgary. I see that stuff. However, it's still great that we're starting off this well because yeah, this team looks like it has really not missed a beat from the end of last season.
Yeah, I can
my
see
thing-
that.
My who's ready for my insufferable thing? I am relying on the fact that Austin Matthews opened up with back-to-back hat tricks. You wanna know who else opened up with back-to-back hat tricks? Alexander
Who else?
Ovechkin in 2018, the year they won the cup.
Hey, this may be your year.
And I'm also holding on to the fact that Steve Stangel's dog caught 4 treats in a row.
Yes, they did. The
Nice.
dog had a redemption arc. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Nice.
The Leafs
Um,
are
Gotta
gonna
believe it's gonna
we're gonna win the
happen.
Stanley Cup this year because of Steve Dangle's dog.
And-
That's the faith that I'm holding on to.
And the Minnesota Wild they're good. They're not like great by any means, but I think they're good. You know, they got a win against the Panthers and the Habs, but you know, we also got trounced by the Leafs, and we also recently got beat pretty bad this past game against who did we just lose to? The Kings. We just lost 7-3
Yeah,
to the
LA.
Kings. But you know it's. But you know, I still try to hold out hope whenever I can because you know I one of my least favorite things about rooting for Minnesota sports is that everybody treats you know always being miserable about your team as like you know the smartest thing you could ever do, and I
Yeah,
think
people
that's
treat it like a flex.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a flex. It's fucking miserable.
That ain't no flex being called the Timber Mids, the Minnesota Wild, or the Minnesota Mid Kings, or the Minnesota Tees for a long
You know, it's
time.
like it's like, hey, I'm so smart because I know the team is gonna be bad, so I don't build up expectations.
Why did
You
sound
know
like-
how fucking
when you-
depressed.
When you sound like that one dog from that one cartoon. He can't remember the name, but he always sounds like that.
That and me well.
Alright, Cartman.
All right, I'm gonna say this right now. You should tell this to those Wild fans who are molding and stuff. I'm a fan of a team that's probably gonna be, you know, a first overall pick, but I still have hope in this team. Not just for the future, but you know the fact that Mackenzie Blackwood's been playing like crazy. He's been amazing to start the season.
Yeah, and
And-
Joel.
Huh?
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but Joel Eriksson Ek has been playing like a true one center recently, which that's
good.
pretty good.
Good, it's good.
That's good to
Yeah,
see.
and of the guys that we got, I think I have high hopes for Philip Zadina, Anthony Declare. He started off a bit slow, but he's been chugging along. I do wish they could put him in a line with like, well, he's been in the line with Hurdle, which is good. Don't put him in a line with, I don't know, Granlund. And Hoffman's been a disappointment. Granlund's injured again. Eklund has been great to start the season. Like, you know, he's a guy to watch out for the future. Who else? Bordelot's been solid. I still don't think he's gonna be the number one center. It's most likely gonna be Will Smith in the future. and the old guys like Tomas Hertel are still good. The one thing I'm concerned about is our defense. We had to bring Front back to the AHL for him to develop, and our defense is dog water. I think we're gonna have a lot of really exciting, high scoring games, but not many wins. But maybe I think just don't be the expansion capitals, and I'll be okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Speaking of, being optimistic, where the hell did this Red Wings team come from? Like,
I know they're doing good.
yeah,
Well, this is what
Well,
regressively retooling, right? Guys that don't think are going to fit the long-term pitch. Jacob Verana, Tyler Bertuzzi, guys that you can sell to quietly accrue, more draft picks. It all kind of pays off at the end. I think.
Denvercat's doing well
Yep,
for
DeBrincat's
Detroit.
doing well.
Brinket, yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
give Stevie Y credit. He is not. He did not stubbornly stick with the core that he built. He made wholesale changes, took a different course, and it's paid off.
Oh yeah.
yeah, you got the Isaac plan and also the Dan plan.
Yeah.
I gotta say to Stevie Y though, thanks for Zadina. He's been great with us. He didn't work out in Detroit, but he's been great with us.
And may take him to Detroit. Stop being a bad thing eventually.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
It originally was not a bad thing with Detroit. It was only the previous decade where it was really bad, and also that time in the 70s and 80s. But overall, the Red Wings have been usually a good team.
They're very good. They've
Yeah.
been such a dominant force in hockey.
If you're gonna do it,
Yeah, there's a
if you're gonna
reason.
do a
There's
thing,
a reason they were called the Evil Empire for a while.
I mean,
Look,
Hockey.
when I was a kid during the Evil Empire days, I didn't know them as that. I embarrassingly called them the Elmo team because I thought they kind of looked like Elmo in those red uniforms.
okay, that's funny.
Okay.
That's fun.
The
But,
Elmo Wings.
Something that I would like to add to for Detroit is they're always, to me, I always saw them as hockey town, one of the original 6 hockey teams with great legendary teams and hockey players. You've got Steve Yzerman to
Nicholas Lidstrom,
Nicholas Lindstrom and everything. They've always had, to me,
Pavel Datsuk,
Pavel Datsuk,
Henrik Zetterberg.
They've
Larry Murphy.
They've had legends on
Yeah.
this team. It is, and hopefully they can work their way back up into a legendary status.
Yeah.
So
I remember when I first watched hockey, they were the most hated team in the NHL, and honestly, I'm kind of happy they're good again. It feels like something familiar from my childhood is coming back. Now, if only they could sustain it, but Stevie, you're doing a great job.
I mean, the one thing that will bring back from my childhood would be Canucks and Blackhawk rivalries. Those were some fun hockey.
It'd be great
Definitely.
though. All 3 California teams being good, plus the Knights, Sharks, Kings, Ducks, and Knights. Make the
that'd be
Pacific
great.
Division a gauntlet.
What would really bring my childhood back? Those. Do you guys remember, grips? They were pouches of tiny little versions of other snacks. You could get a pouch of tiny little hexagon Cheez-Its in there.
I don't think so.
Then again, this is just me talking about 90s, early 2000s food, being nostalgic for that.
I do want to say though, in another win for Detroit, their goal saw. I saw this because one of our Golden Knights reporters said, yeah, they're definitely they are never losing with this goal song. Yeah, Detroit Red Wings goal song right now is "Without Me" by Eminem.
Oh, perfect fit.
And they now have a real goal horn instead of a recording. It's
Yeah.
a different goal horn from the Joe Louis Arena horn, but it is fantastic. It's the
Yes.
closest. It's probably the closest. The closest substitute they have, because I think the acoustics don't work in Little Caesars. But you know what? I'm glad they have a real horn again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Little Caesars Arena,
Definitely.
or as I call it, the dojo.
Yeah. By the way, I know this
Satoru
will make Spencer
Dojo.
happy. I know this will make Spencer happy, but Alec Martinez made his season debut in his last game against the Winnipeg Jets, and he scored a goal. So that was very nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Michigan fucking legend. I bet he's real happy about the Lions start.
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah,
happy
I
he's not
bet
the
he really
Kings
is happy.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I still remember. I can still hear the Kings goal horn from that goal he scored on Henrik Lundqvist.
Oh god, I hate the 2014 Kings team, and you can easily see why.
Yeah.
Although I
speaking of
will
hockey,
say
though,
that team did get that team did end up getting South Park to be their mascots, and for
yeah, I
that
will say that is something I do find cool about the Canes is how they literally have like how they have Cartman screaming, "Go Canes, go!"
Yeah, that's literally the one redeeming quality of the Kings.
Yeah, that's actually really
That
cool. However,
yeah.
I will say, speaking of hockey and speaking of stories that I've been seeing about, some of the storylines I've been seeing regarding certain NHL teams, there's definitely been something very interesting happening with the team that Vegas last played. And that I've been hearing a lot of stuff, a lot of talk about the Winnipeg Jets right now, and it's not for the play on the ice, even though there was some talk about why did they extend Scheifele and Hellebuck. However, the big thing I've been hearing about Winnipeg has been their attendance is not off to a good start this season. Like I've been hearing a lot of talk regarding the Winnipeg Jets about that.
you think it's going to be uh, a Rams situation where they're like they're going to fuck off?
I don't know about that. I mean, probably depends on how their owner is, which nothing really seems new about the owner and all that. But I'll give you some attendance numbers because, as you may know, the Winnipeg Jets. Their arena is by far the smallest arena. Well, okay, excluding the Coyotes, but are we really going to be counting the Coyotes?
Winnipeg technically plays in a minor league arena because it was originally built for the Manitoba Moose.
Yeah, the capacity of 15,000, and I'll just give you the attendance numbers for their first three home games. First game against the Florida Panthers, they drew 13,410 people. So for a home opener, that's not great. Second game against the LA Kings, they drew in 11,226 people. Yikes, that's 75% capacity. And then their third game recently against the Golden Knights, they drew in 11,521 people. A little bit better, but still 77% capacity in a 15,000 seat arena is not good.
You mind if I have a theory? So my theory is the Winnipeg Jets, they've been the very definition of mid since that 2018 run versus the 2018 run when they went to the conference final. Ever since then, they've been a steady dose of mid. Like
But
I don't know, it's probably
didn't
something about keeping the Wheeler, Scheifele, and Hellebuck core for way too long, and they did attempt to kind of rebuild only to just say fuck it and give Scheifele and Hellebuck new contracts this year. But I don't know, they haven't been really I'd say inspiring as of late. The season before, last season they got their asses whooped by Vegas, and they that pretty much said was like, fuck it, we got to rebuild. And before that, they missed the playoffs, and before that, the only reason they made the playoffs was because the Canadian division was really weak, and they had like a really big losing streak. So I don't know if it's the reason, but I feel like Winnipeggers are souring on the Jets because they haven't been inspiring at all. That's my thought.
I want to say say one thing. Didn't the owners like hint at if they don't sell enough tickets, they're gonna have to move, and didn't that piss everybody off?
I know they did piss off the Manitoba community in some way. I don't know how they did, but I know there's definitely not exactly the greatest relationship between the Jets and the local community. And it doesn't help that from what I'm hearing, that ticket prices are way too expensive right now. From what I've been hearing from local
What?
Jets fans, like, yeah, I've been hearing that ticket prices like that people have been saying like, yeah, I don't have season tickets now because the ticket prices are just getting out of control.
That's
Dear
probably
Lord,
why.
if you want to watch shitty hockey for cheap, watch a Sharks game. Even in California, we have cheaper tickets in the fucking Jets.
Or even if you want to watch good hockey for cheap, tomorrow the Red Wings take on the Sens in Ottawa, and tickets are going as low as $19, which I find surprising.
That's like
Yeah,
a
and it
meal
definitely
at
it really says
Red
something.
Lobster.
Red Lobster. Yeah. It definitely says something though when like Jets players are definitely taken aback by what's going on. Like they've noticed it. And it really says something when guys like Brett Howden and Mark Stone are here on the Golden Knights, even they're noticing it and they're like, yeah, something like that's crazy. Like even they're like, wow, that's crazy. Like it's like it's definitely like even they view it as concerning. Like I mean, that's just like something's going on with Winnipeg, and I don't know how long this will keep heading in a bad direction or if it will get fixed, but yeah, it's not looking great for the Jets right now.
Well, don't you worry, Jets. If America goes down the shitter, I'm moving to Winnipeg, and I'm gonna be in attendance for the Wild games, and I'm gonna fix your attendance woes. Look at me.
I mean, there's many Filipinos in Winnipeg, so I might join you if America goes down the shitter. But I think Vancouver might still be my first choice. But there's so many Filipinos in Winnipeg, I might help solve your attendance by going to all the Sharks Jets games.
What about you, Nick? If America hits the shitter, where are you going?
Um, if I ever have to move, which I will be real, I've never ruled it out a possibility when it comes to just how chaotic America can get, because, obviously you should never, in a lot of situations, you should never rule anything out. However, I don't know. It's definitely like, yeah, I mean, maybe I moved to Canada. Maybe I just moved to a freaking island or something. Maybe I just, hey, you know what? I'll build my own island and I will fuck off from the rest of society.
I'll build my own America with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, I'll pull a Peter Griffin and form my own country. Take that, America.
And if California secedes, we'll welcome you here.
Yeah. I've been to, well, I was in California for, that time I went to Disneyland in 2022 on that field trip. It was pretty nice to experience considering it was like, considering I don't really leave Nevada. I mean, the only states I've been to in terms of like, states I've been to in my life have been Nevada, Utah, Arizona, California, and Illinois. Those have been like the 5 states I've been to in my life.
I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think I may have gone to more countries than states. Let me check. Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore. Well, Hong Kong is technically not a country, but I still count it. Canada on a layover, and the United States is 6. Now let's look at states: California, Nevada, Arizona, Tennessee, and a layover in. Oh shit! I went to more countries than states. That's odd.
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, are, what about you, Luke? How many states have you been to, or provinces?
I've only been to 2 provinces. I've only been to BC and Alberta.
What about states?
States, it's a little bit bigger. I have been to Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona.
How did the Canadians go to more states than I have?
Mount Rushmore and the Great Canyon.
Nice. That's so big. That's amazing.
Okay. Here's all the states I've been to. Well, obviously Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, uh, West Virginia, Virginia, District of Columbia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Texas.
Dear Lord, I need to go to more states. You guys are flexing on me.
Damn.
I've only been to
Second that.
I've only been to like the California, Nevada, Arizona, and for some reason Tennessee and a layover in Colorado. That's pretty much it.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Well, if you guys ever decide to come out to Michigan, I'd be more than willing to be your guide.
I mean, you guys already went to California, but I'm willing to welcome you guys.
I haven't been to California.
Ditto to British
Well then.
Columbia. Ditto to that.
I haven't been west of Texas.
That's interesting.
Come to British Columbia. We'll have a time watching football and blah 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 blah.
Yes, and I've never been in the East Coast time zone, or which is just the Eastern time zone in general.
Oh shit! I've only been up to the Central, and that was that trip to Tennessee. But I can flex to you guys. I've been to 6 countries. 5 if you don't count layovers.
I've spent most of my life in America, except for 5 minutes on a tour of the Soo Locks, where I was technically in Canadian water.
Interesting. Well, at least you've been to Canada, and that means my layover in Canada counts. So that means 6 countries.
I mean, honestly, I just think you guys just if you guys are ever in the area, follow me, because I don't think I'll be traveling anytime soon. Because I am, I am.
Yeah,
I am.
You're a grass toucher?
No.
Ew, poor!
I'm poor.
I've only been to 2 continents, North America and Asia. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm a poor bitch. And,
Yeah,
Man,
that's what I meant by grass
I need-
toucher.
I need to go to.
I don't agree with. I only interact with people who I want to interact. I don't like interacting with anybody else. Haha.
I
But
feel
why
you, I feel you.
Then, if that's so, why do you work in the food service industry?
Because we say dick jokes and these nuts, and that's up my alley.
Nice.
Plus, I need to make this thing called money. Whereas if I was a millionaire, I would never interact with society ever again.
Not even us.
I don't consider interacting with you guys as society. I call that my friends.
Okay. Fair enough.
There's a difference.
So, do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Note that don't forget to tune into the watch along on Monday.
Oh,
It is a
I'll see if
rivalry night.
I may be late. I'll inform you guys ahead of time.
watch me fucking die inside.
We'll see Spencer die
Hey.
inside, and we hope that the Groosey Poosey gives us the fucking raid.
Hey,
That's what
I
my
promise.
money's on.
Hey, Spencer, I promise. I don't care how early or late I am. I'm not gonna pile shit on you. I'm gonna be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I mean,
will...
Minnesota's known for being nice. It's time for me to return the favor.
You know, in Minnesota, they like being nice all the time, eh?
Well, it's not so much that we're nice. It's that we've had a certain code of conduct beaten into our brains, and we're only one person not thanking us for holding the door open from complete and total anarchy, where the entire state burns down in an effigy of all things Minnesota, whether that be the Vikings, hockey, or General Mills.
General Mills. I hope to one day be done with this fucking list.
And
I hope to one day fly to England so I can watch Manchester United live and flip off and flip off rival fans.
I hope to one day have enough money that we can I can just focus on doing this and not have to worry about employment.
Same.
I wish I had enough money so I could just spend my entire life working out.
I wish everybody here had a PS5 and that we had cross-compatible and that we had connected a franchise with an NHL.
Wish the NHL 24 had PC compatibility.
Yes, please.
I wish the Sharks would do something like what the Eagles did with Vince Pichal and allow a random dude to audition for a team. I could be an enforcer.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a
I wish you could participate in an
girl
actual
who
official
looked good. I would
NHL
call her.
fight.
Mm-hmm. True.
That would be so big. Being part of an official NFL fight, an NHL fight, and they're actually pretty friendly. Like, I remember, I think George LaRock would talk nice to people after they fight. Like, those fights are literally just horseplay. It's just two guys acting all silly.
Yep.
I will say, Jordan Bennington versus Fleury last year was fucking hilarious. Like, why would you fight me?
It was.
Bennington is such a baby.
I don't like Bennington at all. I thought he was good. Now he's just. Cause thing, if he was good and he was a fighter, I think he's kind of based. But since he's a little bitch, it's like, oh.
Fucking Babyton, am I right?
Since he was like,
Hey guys, I found a photo of a Bennington jersey.
Like, I know it's haha baby, but like, I mean, it's one thing if you could talk shit and back it up, but if you're just like a hothead, go away. Go away. You know,
I remember when Bennington tried to fight the entire fucking Sharks team. I mean, you're trying to fight a team that should have been rebuilding in 2021. What are you trying to prove?
Bennington's just a little bitch, that's all.
That cup was literally the peak of his career, and he's been downhill ever since. I'm disappointed. He was kind of like a feel-good story, and he ruined it by being a complete asshole.
Well, you can be a complete asshole if you're able to back it up with your skills in the net, and he's just not a good goalie.
Anyway, if we don't have anything else to talk about, I think that's our cue
for
to
us today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday, and if we don't,
You guys in Monday.
then
Yeah. I promise not to act like a complete asshole to Spencer. He's been rude enough.
I promise to get the AHL roster done by tomorrow.
Okay.
And then it's up to
That's good.
Then it's everything. It's ECHL, CHL, and Europe and
I
hooray!
I promise to absolutely zonk out because I've had a super shitty week with work.
I hope it gets better.
I promise to get better at skating so that the Sharks can potentially scout me as their next goon.
I hope it gets better. I mean, just stay at the place for another year and then look for something better quietly and then quiet quit. That's what I did.
Look, I'm just trying to get my 1 year so I can move out and not have to worry about and just move to a place with decent like bus access.
Yeah.
Go to San Francisco.
Yeah, but everything else is like super expensive there.
Come to Alberta.
That is true.
If anywhere, I'd move to like Chicago or Minneapolis or
Oh yeah.
Milwaukee.
Tennessee. I hear
Oakland's-
some prices in Tennessee are really good too. You know. I heard Tennessee
Well,
is
Oakland
really
is
good.
actually getting cheaper. The housing there is getting cheaper from what I heard.
Also,
So
not to mention, there's this trend where Airbnbs could be are being like striked down. Like you're gonna have there's some relegation finally going in
I've
with
you know
Airbnbs.
I hear that about Oakland, but I've also heard the same thing about Minneapolis, where their rent prices are actually deflating for the first time in years.
Yeah, we're seeing rent deflation. The more countries I feel come in and put some regulation on like Airbnbs and everything, I think will help everybody. 'Cause
Well, it's not even that.
Yeah.
It's that Minneapolis looked at the housing crisis and decided, you know, what? For once, we're just gonna build transit. We're gonna build more housing as a response to the housing crisis, and surprise, surprise, it fucking worked.
hey, who knows? Maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time, you guys might be hearing from me in Oakland.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's one thing. BC did something very similar, or they did something similar to what New York did. They're starting the initial framework for it. There's the initial framework for it, but they're about to like take down like short-term rental units, Airbnbs, and everything, which could have an effect of where rent drops 10%.
Anyway,
I think
Yeah,
the yeah.
sometimes in the quest for affordable housing, you just gotta build more. Gotta build more and
mm-hmm.
regulate some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. To clarify, more houses, not more lanes. Just
Yeah,
Yeah, please, more houses.
one more house, bro.
one more house.
One more house, bro.
That's
I
gonna do
hope
it for
one
us
day
tonight.
we can all be in a house. We can all be in a house together, and we
Yeah,
all
that's-
play NHL.
And
Yeah, hey,
with,
one of these. Imagine all of us living in Oakland.
Oh fuck no!
the untitled Sicko's Hype House.
Untitled Sickco's Hype House.
AKA the only sports thing that's gonna be happening in Oakland in the year 2028.
So that, yeah, check out our Twitters. They should be in our description. Check out the Discord.
Although Twitter's may no
that's
longer
also-
Twitter may no longer.
Also
exist.
if Twitter fails, we will be putting new stuff in the description. Thank you for listening, and see you wonderful audience people next week.
Or Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, see y'all.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good talk.